So I put my iPad on my rotating cutting mat.
Mhm.
So now we can rotate.
Ooh. I
Oh,
found my rotating cutting mat for quilting.
hey. So I put my iPad on my rotating cutting mat.
Mhm.
So now we can rotate.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, we are definitely live on YouTube. Hello,
Yes, I was gonna
everyone.
say mine's like going off on
Did you
me.
hear yourself? And
Yes, I did. And
Sherry,
then I heard myself again
Sherry, have
as
we had
me.
Sherry in before? That seems like a new.
ERRI.
No, why?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like sure. That
We're,
sounds
we're gonna like
sure.
Sherry. It's really once we get close to midnight that we have to like have you guys
It
answer
is.
15 questions. Yes, who knows who's
Yeah.
at that point. What am I doing with myself here?
And, you know, it's not that we want to make it hard for anybody to join us.
We just
It's
also
just
want to
that
make sure
they
we
make it,
don't get the creepers on here.
well, we don't want to make it
Can I be on here?
so that you're already on here, sweetheart.
You
Oh
are
man, I sounded like John or Ray with
the
you're
sweetheart.
already on here, sweetheart.
I was texting with them today.
Wait, you are?
Yep.
Why?
Where are they? Are they in the sea again?
No, they had a family thing that came up really unexpectedly. So they were
Oh
in
no.
um
Well,
Puerto
the
Rico.
Pacific Northwest for a
Puerto
little bit.
Rico.
And then they're heading back home. It sounded like one heck of a worse travel day than my travel day together,
ooh,
is what it sounded like.
that
And then
that's
they're like,
really saying
we can,
something.
they're like, we can Zoom on Thursday and we just have to do this and drive to the movies. I'm like, deal with your family stuff. It can all can wait. It's okay. I'm not gonna
Like
be
I'm
like,
not going to make you drive to the boonies and then find out that I
and then
can't do
Zoom
it
with
because
me and
yeah,
figure out how to pay an invoice. No, deal with it when you get home. It's fine.
no, thank you. I agree.
I
Yeah.
used to put these quilts after I folded them.
They were probably trying to get away. They were coming up with any excuse they could to get away from the family.
I mean, I don't know. Hi,
Who
Liz.
knows?
And hello, Doreen.
Let's see.
See, look, there's people on there that are commenting. This is my daughter, Angela. She has
Hola.
already designed and made quilts. Actually, one of your quilt designs is going to be in my next book. She's
She gets
hiding.
one in the next book. Oh,
She does.
yeah. Then again, if I could make a panel to look like the things I like to make, then you know what? I'd have a book by
I
myself.
didn't really like give them a choice. It was like my child's thing is going to be in there. When you've written 3 books already, and one of them is a bestseller, you have a little bit of weight to fling around. Just little, this tiny amount.
So I'm still trying to figure. Oh, here, gallery view. They changed things here
Did they?
a little bit. Either that or I am not with the times,
I
which is
mean,
probably likely to. I keep on
uh,
putting my thumb in front of the camera.
you can't be bumping on stuff because,
Okay.
hey, we have another Angela on here who says it's a great name, and Barb is here. So she says, congratulations to you, Angela, as you're on there.
Uh,
She's getting
that
nervous. I still need to
oh,
put these quotes.
now you're getting nervous.
Now
Hmm.
she's nervous.
I'm saying
Now,
Renee,
hmm.
this is her first time here. She's from the Pacific
Yay!
Northwest. We are here every Friday. Except when Chantel and I were globetrotting, teaching on a
Yeah,
quilting course.
we don't do that often,
No, because that was
ever.
the time change was more the issue, I feel like.
And the lack of
Because-
internet, that was rough.
Well, I was able to Zoom from the English channel, so like that is possible. But the time change is the problem.
The
So we
time
have to
change was
do it
really
at
rough.
a completely different time of day, probably, if we're gonna do that. Let's see.
It was
Barbara
going to be the
watching
middle
from
of the night for us.
Canada, but
Me too.
yeah,
You're from Canada too?
Me too.
apparently Doreen is. All right. I have to decide if I want to put these away one by one.
So Stephanie's putting away all her quilts
I have
that she
I
had pulled
pulled
out for a class, right?
well,
A
I
month
did a
and a
class and a lecture, and I think I
month and a
made
half ago.
30 or 40 quilts and then didn't put any of them away.
I don't
So
blame you.
Gosh.
I might be folding and putting away clothes the entire time. And I let this one stay up late. because it's her first day of summer break. She's very excited.
Woohoo! Congratulations. It's my anniversary, and my gift is apparently not having to sit with my husband.
Today's your anniversary. Oh yeah, you got married Memorial Day weekend. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was the weekend after. It
Hey,
was
you
kind of
remember
like
something.
this one where it
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, but it doesn't. It was 16 years ago. We're just happy we're still married.
I know, same. We're 15
Yeah.
this year, and happy anniversary, by the way. And my
Yay!
mother-in-law volunteered to come out and watch the children for 2 nights so we can be adults and go leave. And so we're just gonna go to Dubuque. It's like a 90-minute drive, but like it's
Oh,
not here, you know.
that's good enough.
Yes.
Oh, look at that wall back there, Cindy. You got some good stuff.
You do have some good stuff. We're discussing what needs to go on here. What do you have?
Woo!
Oh,
Look at that ironing station.
yeah, that's, yeah. What is that? That's Pat Sloan Block Wednesday that I'm about 6 blocks behind on. And then that's the Kona calendar
I have
that,
no idea you're behind on it. Just own it.
yeah. Kona calendar in the corner that I'm kind of behind on, but I did it with a fat quarter bundle that I liked better than Kona solids. And then my temperature quilt months. I just finished May except for the tree.
Hey, that's good.
That fat quarter. Yeah, fat quarter shop's doing it free. So
Mhm.
hi, I'm Cindy. I've been able to
Hi,
join
Cindy.
before.
Clearly,
Hi.
you are a quilter.
I'm working on a Quilts of Valor right now. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, 288 half square triangles to trim up.
Oh,
Yeah.
nothing says thank you like that.
Ye-
Gosh.
Yeah.
I made one with 1,000 and very much regretted my life choices at that point. And I'm the one who designed it. Barb wants to know what your bunny's name is. And hello, Misty and Renee.
Bun Bun.
Fun.
Fun bun. This is what we snuggle with every night.
Hey,
Oh.
Am I not allowed to say that on the internet?
no.
Okay.
It's not like anybody in your crowd's gonna see a kid.
This is true.
Forgot you heard that.
I might be the youngest person you get to tell that to.
We may have had conversations about other things that we only tell Chantel, otherwise we seem crazy. Like how many dolls we have.
We don't talk about that number.
We don't know. It's like asking someone how big their stash is.
You just don't.
And then they're like,
Unless the answer is you
That's
need
right. The
more.
answer is
266 million.
Unless the answer is it's not big enough, you need more, then we don't want to hear that negativity.
you still shouldn't bring it up. It's like if you ask somebody how far along they are, just never do it because after you've had children, you always look a little pregnant. So you never know if you're asking somebody who isn't.
My 4-year-old asked me when my stomach was going to go back to normal today.
My kids have done the same. They're like, you're really chubby right there. And it was like, that's your fault.
It is your fault. You did this to me.
You did it.
You and your father.
Why?
And so
Why?
he has to then love you forever. And because he broke you and all that goodness.
All the goodness. All that goodness.
What are you doing?
Accurate.
Don't trip on the suitcase.
All right. Well, so you're gonna fold quilts, and I'm gonna cut
fold
more
quilts.
piece. Oh my gosh, is that a lizard or a dinosaur?
It's a dinosaur.
A lizard
This whole
saur.
Squishmallow situation is really out of control. if
It's
you
not
ask me.
Ours is two.
Hello. Its name is Dino.
Dino the dinosaur.
Yeah.
These names are just so unique.
I know, right?
So good.
What am I doing?
So good.
Seriously.
Um,
No, that's
Bun Bun is this one's nickname.
It's his nickname.
It used to be Baby Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Baby
there was a
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy family.
There is still
There is still a Fuzzy Wuzzy family. Fuzzy Wuzzy came first.
I thought Fuzzy
Mr.
Wuzzy was a bear.
Wuzzy.
and then Fuzzy Wuzzy turned into Mr.
Well,
Fuzzy
when
Wuzzy.
you are 5 and there's a pandemic and you have no friends that you can see in person.
Yeah, I kind of feel that in general.
You get a
Although I've
family of bunny.
accepted the fact that I would name everything Bun Bun just because
Yes.
that's the cutest little name.
Let's see.
Sweet.
Renee's been working on a mystery quilt from the National Quilter Circle. That's pretty good. I'm just trying to
What
give
happened?
myself space to be able to make something. That's my goal this weekend. That and pull a ton of weeds outside. Hey,
Ooh, weeds.
take your nose on the internet.
Dino is not going to help you there. Like
Oh,
what?
I have a life advice. This is one of my good pieces of life advice.
Ah, you won't save my head.
So what's everybody else working on today?
Yes.
That's a
I'm-
big one. If
I'm
you haven't
debating.
been here before, this is pretty as low key as it gets. We just get
I'm
our
looking-
stuff done happily,
sometimes
and we tell
we
our
have-
husbands that we're really busy because we
Sometimes we
are
have a
so
guest.
busy.
But we have not been organized enough to do that lately. And
No, real life has been lifing hard.
it has
So
like the end of school and all those things. And
Me.
coming back into life after being gone and doing whatever we wanted for a little while. Do we
I'm
do
pretty
a
sure.
quilt project? We do not. You just kind of do whatever. Like today, I'm literally going to be folding quilts the whole time because
And I'm gonna have
I
Dino
have
on my head.
no space to work right now. It's
We
really
are your Friday night excuse to do whatever it was that you wanted to do,
yes.
but need a real reason to say that you need to do it.
You have a date
If
with
you
friends.
need us to take, attendance and send a note home that, to whoever it is that tells you, do you need to be down there again? We'll do it. I'll do it personally.
Yes, because Chantel.
This I'll make it certificate like and everything.
We could. That would be really fun. But yeah, we work on whatever. Sometimes, it's fine to not do anything if you don't want to. You just want to chat. And you can
One
chat
time-
on, you could just watch on YouTube. You can chat in the chat on YouTube, or you can join us on Zoom. The later it gets in the night, or if we haven't like met you before through here, we might ask you a question that only a quilter would know the answer to, because sometimes we've gotten some colorful characters who definitely are not here to enjoy a sewing hour.
And we're not talking
I
to
don't
colorful
know.
characters.
I don't know quilting that well.
This is what the live
You're
internet
fine.
craft sometimes. You're all right. Do you know
I
what a
don't know
quilt
quilting.
sandwich is, Angela?
What?
Do you know what a quilt sandwich is? You made one, but it was on my long arm, so maybe not. Maybe we didn't really talk about that so much.
We didn't.
We
So
did.
no.
Oh, well, you got to boot her out.
We do.
Basic. No.
Um,
All right. I'm just
A
gonna
quilt
fold this big.
sandwich.
So
It's when you
what's your best guess?
it's when you put it's when you sew the backing of the quilt, sew the back of the quilt to the front of the quilt.
Very close.
Actually, it pretty much is,
Yeah.
except that you got to
You
have
forgot
something
about the meat.
inside the
You got
sandwich.
the two slices of bread are the quilt top and the quilt backing.
Backing.
No, that goes around the edges.
Oh.
So it's like the crust. So the quilt top and the quilt back, those are the slices of bread. And then the batting is the meat that goes inside the sandwich. But that was pretty good.
I was thinking of that.
I'm impressed
when I
for a
said
good guess.
backing.
Like,
Renee also says that real life sucks right now. I mean,
wow, welcome.
It's
You're in good company here.
we are. Chantal and I were talking about how we've been trying very hard to make really great memories for our kids, but at the end of the day, we're just exhausted.
We're trying.
That's motherhood, right?
They're remembering it all, and I'm like, I think I was too tired to remember what actually happened, but that's okay. I'm at the point where I'm starting to have dreams at night that I do chores and I wake up and I'm really disappointed when those chores aren't actually complete.
That's sad.
I know. I know. The saddest kind of dream. It's like an adult nightmare. When you did laundry all night long in your dream.
waiting room.
Oh, there's somebody.
Oh,
Well, look at them and let them in. Who is it?
well, we'll see.
Someone's last name is Smith.
Bryant Smith. We'll admit you.
Hmm.
Here, you go that way because one time someone came on and it was
Not okay.
Let's see.
Are you a quilter?
All right, Bryant,
Are you a quilter?
we need you to answer a quilting question.
He's already here, isn't he?
I know he's already in. Oh, he's out. No, he's in.
What is a
Hi.
Hey, Bryant, what are you
Hi,
working?
Oh, you got a project going.
rail fence.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
It wants to
and
fade you out
classic.
there for a second, but we saw it.
Okay.
It wants to fade in and out on you there.
Ask me a question to see if I'm legit.
You are totally legit. We can see it.
How do you quilt sandwich?
That's the right kind
we
of
were
railing we
trying
were
to be
hoping
very
for this
inclusive.
meeting, not the kind that we got the one time.
We were trying to be
Um,
really inclusive. We let a guy in one time, and he just
Uh-huh. You regretted it?
he kind of was very
They use
hit
quilts
on me,
differently than we do.
basically. And this is not the format for that.
Mhm.
Like, no, we're all in our PJs.
No.
But
I can still
technically
see that
from-
in my head all these times
I'm in
later.
a shirt
Oh,
and
goodness.
pajama pants.
yeah, there was that one too. Let's see what we got. Renee's gonna come over to Zoom.
Yay.
And
Come play,
Barb says she's
Renee.
doing the Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery blocks, but she's lost her sojo. What happened, Barb? And then Dawn.
This
Ooh,
is
we
all
have a
about your
puppy on.
sojo, honestly.
I know.
That's why we do this every week, because there's nothing like not sewing to lose it even more.
Do you want to work on your knitting, Angela? Did you figure out where that was? Or your crochet?
It's upstairs and Dad says to be really quiet.
Okay, go upstairs really quiet and get it. And you can hang out. I'm trying to clear off the chair.
Don't run into anything.
Yeah, I think you maybe should leave. There you go. She did take this stuffy off her head. Dawn says she's not been on with us on a live show. She's sewing equilateral triangles. It's a bit trickier than you imagine.
Ooh.
Are you doing
Stephanie's the
ones-
queen of that.
I am. Are you doing using the ruler that has all 3 points, or is there one blunt edge like on the top? Because that makes a difference when it comes to lining stuff.
Oh, wouldn't just leave it like that.
Oh yeah, you have to mute YouTube if you're on the Zoom, because
But you're
otherwise
seeing
you hear
everything
yourself
that's
in
on the
echo.
Zoom or on the YouTube. So
Yes.
we do that all the time. Immediately when it starts, it does the same thing to us.
I have not 1 but 2 pairs of pants that my husband, no, 3 pairs of pants that my husband has left for me to mend.
Don't they know we're quilters?
I know.
Do you
I
want me
did
to put some
put
cute
UPS
patches
brown
on
thread.
those?
Well, it's more like a splitting crotch when they bend down. So I feel like that would not be appropriate mending situation. Ah. We've got Elena is making her first quilt. That's really exciting. You're definitely welcome here. One
Absolutely.
blunt corner, and I don't understand why. So basically, there's 2 schools of thought with that. Let me see if I can find my ruler. It might be in here.
Yeah, Millie, you have a million rulers.
I do, but not where I need them. This is why I need to organize.
Sorry, I
it.
disappeared for a second.
I did. So, the blunt end one is meant to work a little bit better with the math. Basically, if you are adding,
Here's the blunt, one of
yeah,
the
that's
blunt
right.
edge.
So with that one, you only, when you're doing the math for creating the pattern, you only have to add a 1/2 inch like you would for regular quilting everything. And when you have one that has all 3 points, you add 3/4 of an inch to that. If you're doing equilateral triangles, it's a little different if it's diamonds, but
they are not interchangeable. They will tell
They are
you if they
not.
want you to have a point or not have a point.
yeah, it's not interchangeable. So if you have a pattern that is asking for one that has all 3 points, like all mine do, you cannot use one that has a blunt edge. Technically you can, you just have to leave room for that edge. Like if
You got to
it's
put the point on there.
like if it says to measure at 6.5, you have to measure it like 6 2/4 or 1/4, 6 1/4. But essentially I like the 3 points mostly because I honestly didn't know there was a difference when I started designing, but I find, and when I teach it, other people have this experience too, is that all 3 points are going to line up. So if you press your seams open, your dog ears give you a point to line it up with. But
Oh,
yeah, it's really lovely. It makes things a lot easier, especially when you're like getting used to everything.
I've only done it with the blunt,
Yeah,
which is
it's just a
basically
little
tattling
different.
on myself because I have a million of your kits and apparently I've never completed one.
I
Um,
somewhere have multiple of these. Currently, I don't know where one is, so this is why I need to spend the whole night cleaning my things. But basically, Dawn, if your pattern calls for a blunt corner, you have to use the blunt corner and you just have to deal with it. If you have a all 3 points, and it calls for all 3 points, then you have to use that one. And if you don't, then the math won't work out in the end and your blocks won't fit together. So if you're having trouble, check that first, because that might be why you're having trouble if you're using the wrong ruler for the math of the pattern. So there's that little lesson.
learned something new.
Chantel was going to talk about her process.
I'm in the middle of my process right now. I have an English paper piecing project that actually it's by Libs Elliott. And so it looks like this in her rendition of it. And you can see it's a lot of black and white and things. It's very psychedelic looking. And a lot of that is her fabric choices with it, but I'm not really just a black and white kind of girl. So I decided that I was going to use one of my bundles of homemade from Tula's. I think that was like, oh my gosh,
It's
like 4
several
years ago, probably.
This was like
Um,
pandemic when that came out.
oh, I love that quilt that you have. Sorry, you need to show that one. That's one of my favorites. So good.
You remember what it was called? Something.
Ultraviolet,
Yes, that's correct.
random trivia brain here.
Gosh, somebody emailed
Um,
me today and was like, "Hey, I need this pattern for Stashing with Stephanie." And I was like, "Which pattern? Do you know the name?" And they're like, "I do not." It was with Stashing with
you know,
Stephanie.
like just email
And I was
Chantel.
like, I did more than 60 patterns with Stashing with Stephanie. Here's a link to all of them. You let me know and I'll send it.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. But anyway,
I don't
go
know
on.
which one it was exactly. But when you're using fabrics that are so different from the original, it can be a little hard to visualize. So I picked something for the center that I knew I was going to like, which is the sewing machines, kind of going around in a circle. And then I've just been kind of pinning fabrics up and choosing what I want and then basting them as I go. So you can see there's a number of like white pieces still. There's an open piece. I'm working on that guy right now. So there's a number of white ones. And as I go, I'm trying to decide what the balance is. So I had some blue here. So I'm trying to balance out with a little bit of blue up here. I'm really liking this dark purple. So I'm kind of going with more dark purple down in here. And hopefully it makes sense in the end. But the nice thing about English paper piecing is that you can kind of go with it. And if it looks like a cool kaleidoscope when you're done, then it looks like you did it on purpose. So that's what we're
Chantel's
going for
very
there.
good with color. She was technically still is a licensed interior designer.
Oh, technically, I'm no longer licensed because I didn't pay my fee.
Oh, you didn't renew it?
I could be if I, chose to
Pay it
throw
again.
down that money, but it does not seem worth it when the only houses and buildings and things I'm designing anymore are basically my own.
But
So I
So,
don't
like,
need a title.
when I make just like photo walls, I'm always sending her stuff.
Like,
And
was this balanced right?
and she'll say, move all this stuff around. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So
Okay.
it works out. But
Yeah.
let's see. We've got gorgeous.
But I think this is very much like a balance and color thing. It's like filling bookshelves for me.
Hey, Angela's working on, not my Angela, the Angela on the chat is working on like a congruence pattern, and she's based in an EP project in Liberty Fabrics, like somebody else I know.
Yeah, I stopped. So I started this not even a week ago, but I stopped what I was doing to do more Liberty, a second pillow I had done. So gotta play with the Liberty. I got a whole bunch of Liberty sitting over here from our visit. The good stuff. Ooh, it's fun to sew in EPP too. It feels really nice.
I have a bunch started, but none completed.
That's the story of my life too.
Yeah.
I'm really good at starting.
So
Uh-huh.
the shelf back there that or right around here that is full of scrapbook bins. Those are all either UFOs or projects that everything is together on, and I just haven't started yet. But intend to at some point.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
fine.
Jen says she's missed us and is working on her Annie
yay. On what?
quilt. You'll have to tell us more about that. I haven't heard that one.
I like how everybody's working on mystery quilts. I think that would drive me nuts.
Mm.
The only mystery I like to have is what mine's going to end up. Well, even then, I have such a visual head. I can see in my head what something's going to look like. And if I can't, I pin it up like this until I can see it. I don't like the surprise.
You can come hang out now. It kind of cleared a little bit space. Kind of, barely. But now I can get back there.
Ah, I'm throwing fabric everywhere.
Here, I'm gonna move you here.
I used my spinning cutting mat and I did one of those and it just blew all my fabric all over the floor. So
Still
that's
get
great.
through. What quilt away?
I started out and still is very much into paper crafts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got sick and I saw, now I can't even remember her name. She's on the weekends selling quilting fabrics online.
Mm-hmm.
And I got unfortunately became sick. Did not know I was sick at the time, but I ended up buying so much fabric that it it took my rent away.
Oh goodness.
Uh-huh.
Oh goodness. I feel like we could all relate to a certain extent that, we've blown the budget before and
Yeah,
but
I've got a closet now full of quilting fabrics and kits.
oh, I love kits.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't do them. I just
well,
buying them is a different hobby, I think.
yes, I think I believe that buying is a hobby itself.
Yeah.
Chantel and I have had that
Oh
conversation.
yeah. See, I like to
Yeah,
just think I'm a
no,
really big fan and I was helping Stephanie or something like that. But really, I just have a whole drawer of kits that I need to eventually do.
yeah. Well, I have Stephanie's videos on how to quilt. I still have them saved.
Good. Those are some of the best. I learned to quilt elsewhere, but then I perfected it by watching her videos, which was just handy, honestly. I had no idea how big of a deal Stephanie was because she was just my buddy. And I was like, hey, I'll just watch her videos.
I know.
Yeah.
Derp.
Yeah.
And she's just my college friend. I'll just do that.
Oh, so you guys went to college together?
Yeah.
We did. We
Which?
went to Augustana and
In Rock Island.
in Rock Island, Illinois. There's two Augustana, technically.
We do it.
Yeah, there's an Augustana University, so sometimes we get confused with them. But we met at pledge night while blindfolded and attempting to figure out who's the tallest and shortest. And we're both
I'm shorter.
so we ended up near each other. Not quite next to. There was one person between.
One grumpy person in between us.
Wait, watch someday. You never know.
She was grumpy. She knows
You'll know
it.
who she is.
What? I wasn't exactly pleasant to be by either. You think they're saying all good cupcakes and rainbow things? I just said that she was grumpy. There are much worse things I could say about almost all of them.
This
I
is
know things.
we know a lot of things.
So
And we have
here's the
nothing good to say.
We have a
No,
lot
I'm
of
kidding.
dirt on each other, is what it is, and
Of
it's not
Oh
course.
yeah.
but
What is
Now
that?
we can't get rid of each other.
means we know each other's secrets.
We know
Mhm.
too much.
We do.
So here's the question. Is anybody working in the field that they studied?
No.
Oh.
Used-
Amanda is working
used to.
as a physician and
You
she went
used
into
to.
like bio stuff.
I mean, I did for a while. I was a journalist and I
Yes.
was an English major
Used
and so was
Ah.
a minor.
I feel like this is still journalism
I
of
did
its
that
own
for 5
type.
years.
Yeah.
I literally studied English literature, like Chaucer and Shakespeare. Like that's what my degree is in.
For fun.
Funny Shakespeare.
I wrote my senior thesis on women portrayals in James Joyce.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Light subjects there.
this is what I'm technically trained in.
Yeah.
You also
Well, technically, my first degree was anthropology and sociology and women and gender studies, but you know,
in that stuff.
I'm allergic to dust and mold, so becoming a curator of a museum turned out to be not exactly the joyful job I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you're allergic
My
to
husband went to
dust?
school for what so when we met at Augie, he was pre-med and he went into medicine. He's the only I mean, I thought, oh, you're pre-med. Sure you are. Everybody is. It's freshman
Yeah.
year at a liberal arts college. Everybody's pre-med. You're pre-med or you came in for, you know, business or something.
You're pre-med until you fail organic chemistry and then you need a plan B.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like, are
Yeah.
you going to make it through the first
That's
year of
okay.
chemistry? Are you going to make it through the
That's bad.
second year of chemistry? Or did you find different, you know, aspirations as soon as you realize that organic chemistry is just a nightmare? Because a lot of people found new dreams that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I was the one in high school that decided to take chemistry instead of biology because I didn't want to have to memorize all the bones in the body.
Oh, I took
And
chemistry
them?
too as an elective in college, though, so I guess I'm not much
I
better
should have
there,
been a business major is what I should have done because I took a business class my sophomore year. This is
you
where,
don't need to be in business to do business.
this is where I met he who shall not be named right now. But Chantel knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I took it to improve my business writing as a journalist and ended up it was a hard class. I really had to work hard in it. But I
Yeah.
ended up doing better than the majors. And it probably would have been a good idea to continue with that.
Oh, well.
Maybe a little.
Okay, my glue is not sticky enough today. I need to let
I
it
was
dry
an
out.
accounting major, and I spent 40 years as an accountant.
Oh goodness.
So you did what you were supposed to, what you planned on doing, which is
Not really, because I really wanted to be a kindergarten teacher,
aw.
but what changed it was in high school when I took accounting in high school. It was the first class I've ever taken that I aced without reading the book. So that changed
Sounded
my
like the good idea.
My
yeah.
mathematics teacher is going to teach was learning to teach at Augustana.
She is. So they have like an early morning math class that she's in.
Ah,
I'm gonna be
ooh,
in the
fun.
next right?
You are
Why?
because you got really good scores on your math test.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
That's really cool.
Nice little
Good for you.
bonus of working hard, right?
Yes.
Occasionally there's a bonus to that.
Occasionally.
Occasionally they start giving you more work because they realize you're
right?
effective at it.
Homework.
She was begging her teacher to give her homework over summer break. I told her she had to
I
read.
can give you homework. Come over here. I got some things you can count.
Yeah, right.
And my daughter never did her homework, but then went in and aced her tests. And I had to laugh because most of her teachers would all say she's a joy to be in the classroom, and yet they're failing her.
My teachers
Simply,
just said I talk too much.
I
yeah,
got that.
well,
What do you
she
You wouldn't believe it, right?
Yeah.
That rings true.
What did
I always did my homework. I like to please. But yeah, I definitely talked too much. Can't understand who decides
People
what
listen
the
better.
limit is for talking, but clearly they were wrong.
I
Yeah.
used to get in trouble for eye rolling.
That was me.
My husband's an eye roller. Oh my gosh.
4-year-old gave me like a teenage eye roll today, and I was like, "Oh,
Ooh.
I'm in trouble."
Lily
Yeah.
is going to be well practiced at that.
She's gonna be really good by the time she's 14.
One of my
She's
one
gonna
of
be
my
so good.
bosses, when she needed to bounce an idea off me or something, she would bring me into her office, and I would sit down, and the first thing that she would say, "Now, don't roll your eyes when you hear this."
Not gonna roll up.
If you have to preface it with that, you're just asking for it.
I know, exactly.
No.
This just needs to become something. I can't.
What
roll
is
it.
that?
This is like
That
5 or
like
6
fabric.
yards worth of clearance fabric that I was gonna make pajamas for the kids out of. It's like super soft and fuzzy.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It has nice inclusive ballerinas on it.
I'm trying to get you like
Ooh.
to just come. There we go.
What's
Oh, it's
that?
beautiful. It's not a
I think
backing
it's
for
really
something.
cool.
I was gonna do like PJs for the kids, but I don't know that this would feel nice as a PJ. Here, feel the back.
Do yourself a whole
No,
quilt and let her
no.
doodle
Ew.
all over it on the machine.
I could do that.
You could put some things nice and soft.
Just in time to go to the Joffrey.
I could just like sew it up right side out and make a double side blanket.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the plan because
Hey, do it to me.
Because that is what we have time for. Actually, you can make a few throw pillows
no,
though.
I need
for the room.
multiple because I cannot just make one for you. It also has to go to your sister.
I know.
Okay, this is my plan.
This is why I wish I could have a favorite kid. Because it'd just be so much easier, but they don't let you do that. And I
No, they
really
don't.
just don't have one that wins at everything. They're all so good at other things.
Well, and they both do ballet, and so there's just no way there would be a big fight.
I have the boy, the girl, and the baby. So at least that works out
Ah.
a little bit. We
One
call her
was
the
enough
baby.
for
She's
me.
like 2.5 now, but the boy, the girl, and the baby.
The baby
Mhm.
will take anything.
For now.
What?
She says your baby will
think
take
she-
anything.
My
Yeah.
daughter just turned
She could be a
44.
dinosaur. Oh my gosh.
This would be like the size.
Whoa, that would be really perfect though.
And
Perfect
it's
throw
like
size. It looks
four.
like it has nice weight.
It does for sure. This is
You
what
can use some of
it's going
those
to become.
96 rolls of thread I just bought. I need to go get another beverage. I will be
Should I
back.
get
I can
getting
still
those?
talk to you.
Chantel
Yeah.
and I also
Oh, I did.
when we're like, I need to be talked out of purchasing this. And I think she bought something that I was supposed to talk her out of purchasing.
I did. Well, you didn't actually talk me out of it. That was the problem.
True.
You did a
You did a
terrible
good job
job.
for me though earlier this week.
I'm on a chill.
You're like, but you'll definitely use it. And so that was the catalyst of, you know what? I would definitely use this.
I mean, you would. All right, you gotta get up.
Fine.
I have to fold the monster.
I also bought a really fun machine for us to do a video with. That's my decision. So here. I
You
bought,
need to
remember
actually
how
clean my house for that.
I know, but I'm very excited about it.
It's
I think I'm excited about this. It's an unboxing right here.
Ooh.
That's a machine. It looks so small.
What is that?
It's not a sewing machine. It's a bias binding making machine that irons it and everything. So they were making
Ooh.
fun of me for not having anything to make bias tape with.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
I was telling you didn't need it. You just need 2 pins.
Nope. Nope. I need this
Okay. Hey, I've been looking for that.
I found it.
because it does
What's
it all and it
missing
irons
from my-
it and it.
I've
What is
been
that?
sitting on it.
This
You don't need that. You
goes
could
on
use
my
2
overhead
pins.
rig, and the camera attaches in here. So this is what I shoot my overhead video with. And it was missing for my last video shoot. I had to zip tie a camera 8 feet in the air. It was not
I have a visitor
pleasant
too.
moment.
I found it.
Come here.
Oh,
Yeah, I found something.
This
She's
is my
cute.
Hazel.
hi, Hazel.
Hey, Hazelon. You want to say hi?
They
Hazel?
say hi.
Hi.
Hi, she says.
Hi.
We need to get
I'm
these
going
things
to
together.
go for a few minutes and I will come back.
Okay.
Bye,
So
Hazel.
You're not just
if
letting
I'm
us
being
know.
summoned, it must be something. Is it something? Who knows? I will leave and I will come back.
So this is a good one.
Bye-bye.
This was the quilt I designed for Tula Pink's
Uh-huh.
homemade. I had to sign an NDA form in order to see the advanced fabric.
Oh, you're kidding.
It was really cool.
Oh, that
it looks
is.
like a cross stitch heart when it's too big to show here.
Yeah, no, I
but-
can see.
But it's all like fussy cut, and then we fussy cut all of, I think I had help with this one, all of the
That's a lot of work.
on there so that it would be nice and even.
Uh-huh.
It was so fun. I think you're gonna read yourself tonight
Bye.
because it's late and Mom's will be on here for like another 2 hours almost. Okay. Just as long as you get up every once in a while so I can get a quilt off there.
Okay.
Okay.
How late do you guys normally stay on here?
Usually go to midnight CST. This was Tula Pink homemade. It came out in the pandemic sometime,
Uh-huh.
maybe 2021
Yeah.
or 22. I don't remember exactly when.
22.
I bought a lot of when the Alice in Wonderland came out.
Yeah. That was a good one. Oh, there's 2 Tula quilts in here. So
Ooh.
there's that one. We'll get the other one out in a minute. I know, Tula's so fun. I have my fat quarter stash over here that you can kind of see, like over 500 fat quarters of Tula.
Oh my goodness.
Insane. I gotta use it. She would always sell out before I could do
Yes.
anything with it.
Yeah.
So that. You weren't aware of Tula? I totally understand though. Because when I discovered Tula, I was like, oh my gosh, Tula.
Yeah.
Tula's my
No,
dog.
I had to be very careful and not buy
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
What I got sick with is dementia,
Oh,
and it took me out of my job, and it also caused me to lose the ability to say no.
things.
You know you have a phone, don't you?
I did, didn't I? It's okay. You'll be fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
And-
can see how that would be challenging.
Yeah, and I now have a walk-in closet. It's a coat closet, that you have
Mhm.
right off your front door usually. I have that filled with quilting material.
Oh goodness. So you're good for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm real good. Including the ones I just bought for the mystery quilt that I'm making.
Barb started quilting in 2001. Do you mean 2021 or 2001? Had a hard time with loud big prints. Traditionals where my mind belongs. Yeah, a lot of people really enjoy that. And I find like my upstairs is all teal and gray.
Mm.
And it's really like very, you know, I mean, there's blue in there too, but it's a very refined palette. And then down here, it's a rainbow because half the room is the kids' playroom and half is my sewing space. So
Yeah.
there's like two kinds of quilts that I tend to make. And then it depends on what the style is, on where it ends up in the house. But
Yeah, I like the traditional types of quilts. Um, but then I like the ones that are very different,
yeah,
that you won't find a second one like it.
yeah, like one of the art quilt type things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
Yeah. I have actually sitting in a um, quilting bag my grandmother's quilt that she had on her bed that nobody liked but me, which was good. I didn't want anybody to
You
like
got
it.
it.
Yeah, but it's got uh, places that are falling
Yeah.
apart. The stitching has come apart.
Yeah.
The um,
Very sticky.
the batting has come out, and um,
The first quilt I made my husband is now falling apart. Like,
yeah.
so at some point I have to do something about that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Make him a new one.
You'll have to fix
Updated.
another one.
Well, he can have an updated one.
Well, don't you have another liner one?
I don't know. Maybe I do.
Right there.
That's a t-shirt quilt. But yeah.
You
Those are
could-
all Illini champion t-shirts, which were kind of hard to find because they hadn't won a lot of championships.
Mm-hmm.
But I
No,
found it.
You could give that back.
I used to watch you a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, back in the uh early
Hey, Mom, I'll put that.
well, let's see. I got sick. It'll be 6 years. So about 6 years ago is when I started watching you.
Yeah, that would have been just when we were like getting started too.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's all 15.
Quilting, yeah. But on YouTube it wasn't that long.
Ooh.
Are you getting tired? She's down here. You can just
Mhm.
barely see her head.
Yeah.
It's her first day of summer. She can,
Oh,
that's my
it's
thought anyway.
it's so early.
For you, it's 10:19 here.
No, I meant for her to be out on summer school. On summer.
This is actually usually late for her. Only they're out a little earlier than that. About a week or so earlier.
Because of the snow day.
Yeah, we had a lot of weather this year.
And where are you located now?
We are in the Midwest in Illinois.
Okay. We had family back there.
Yeah.
Cindy, where are you from?
Illinois,
Ah,
but
Illinois.
I'm just north of Peoria.
Okay.
uh-huh.
That's where
I don't
Chantal
know
lives.
how to spell Illinois.
No, we had relatives in Rockford.
Hey, I know how to spell the one that but state test.
And then there's also a drum corps that's in Rockford, Illinois. Oh,
Oh, goodness.
maybe I can get into I have been sick with this cold flu type thing, and um, I'm getting tired of being sick.
I'm sure. Takes a minute to get over it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that was my daughter left to go get me my antibiotic, um, in hopes that I can get well sooner.
I ended up in sick bay while we were on our teaching quilting cruise. It wasn't for
Oh.
anything. I had an infected spider bite that was very
Oh,
and you can
yeah.
still kind of see it. You see where it's like darker.
Uh-huh.
That was it. It was two that kind of became one. I might have a scar now.
Oh.
Yeah,
And you got bit while you were on the cruise?
No, I got bit before I left, putting in some blueberry plants for my other job. I do marketing for
So,
I
uh-huh.
make videos for a garden center.
no,
And every once a month or so they send me home with like $200-300 worth of stuff to put in my
Oh,
yard
wow.
and B-roll of. So I'm not gonna say no. But like the week
Yeah.
before the cruise, they're like, um, they sent me home and I knew I would probably get a blueberry plant, like one. And they sent me home with two blueberry plants, two raspberries, and a blackberry. And I had to
Oh,
clear
wow.
81 square feet of space for them to go in. So there's enough room like to walk between them and then have, enough spacing for the plants. And so I
Hmm.
think it was when I was clearing out all the grass and I was like down there that I really got it. And then I
Yeah,
scratched it. Other than
that
that,
did it.
undoing basically.
Yeah.
But you are really excited about that
sick.
roll, aren't you? I think it's the center of a batting roll.
It's a stick.
Oh, I had more batting there than I thought. They wouldn't have had to go buy batting. That's good to know. I went and bought batting last weekend because I thought I didn't have any. This is how messy my room is I cannot see how much batting I have. It's very bad.
That is ginormous.
And everything has a place. It has a place. It just didn't end up back in,
Aha.
which is a problem.
We are trying to discover spaces with our stuff,
Yeah.
because we're getting ready to move, hopefully for the last time for a while.
All you have to do is grab stuff from like that.
Where are you moving?
I'm moving into an assisted living facility, and she's going into her own apartment.
So do you have to do like a memory unit or are you
Not yet.
that's good.
Yes.
Close to it, but not there yet. Thank God.
It's hard. My grandpa had that.
What's a memory?
That's where if you have trouble remembering stuff, they help take care of you to make sure that you get your meals when you're supposed to and your medications and
Yeah, this is where I still get to have a small kitchen,
yeah.
um, and a small patio,
Yeah.
and it's a basic 1 bedroom apartment.
So you're gonna have to figure out what to do with your closet of material. Oop, the dog has joined the party.
What? Oh,
What are you working on over there, Cindy?
Uh, just my Quilt of Valor backyard kind of style. I'm trimming. See my mess?
You're trimming all your piles. I get it. That's
Yeah,
gonna take you a long
yeah.
time.
And setting them up on a project board. I can just sit and sew my 9 patches together. Then it's a shoe fly,
Yeah.
and it's for our guild. Did you say Chantal was in?
She is in Peoria.
Okay, so are you a member of the Gems of the Prairie Guild?
I am not. I'm in the Quad Cities. So we have the Mississippi Valley Quilters Guild out here, which I think you're gonna come to if you can maybe focus just a little bit. Your eyes are getting very dark. Do you want to try and go to bed maybe?
No,
You have very dark circles.
But
I don't feel
Any-
that.
our guild, I'm chairperson for something called Healing Hands, where we ask for blocks, create this block for this month, and then we pass those blocks along to some of our charity support organizations. We do Quilt of Valor, Center for Prevention and Abuse, the NICU at Children's Hospital of Illinois, and what's the other one? St. Jude.
Okay.
And so anyway, I'm that chairperson and stuff, and couldn't get a volunteer to make the sample for the Quilt of Valor for July. So that's what I'm doing.
That's what you're working on.
Yeah. So
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
I am late to the party tonight.
It's
Well,
okay.
to this party.
Are you at another party?
Yeah, my grandson turned 3 today, so I was at we went over to my daughter's to have a little party for him, and it, special needs children, sometimes they are on their own schedule, so it took a little bit longer than what we expected, and that's okay. What are y'all up to?
Quilt of Valor.
Oh, nice.
Hang on. Say goodbye.
Bye.
I did a little extra shopping for my Halloween quilt today. I needed some
You
more.
found some more blocks.
I needed some more fabric because I decided I'm making it a little bit bigger. So I have enough to make it, see, I have 49 blocks. Yeah, to make it like 7x7 blocks.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm gonna make it 7x8. Make it a little bit longer. So I needed just a couple of more variety of colors than what I had. So look at this cute Halloween fabric I found today. I don't know, can you see that? I don't have my light on in here. With the little black cats.
That is really cute. What are you pairing it with?
One of the blacks that I already have. I haven't decided. I literally, because I just got home, I'm pulling it out of my bag. And then this is the other one that I got.
Ooh, that's fun
Yeah.
too.
So I got two
That
cat.
purple one.
I might, and then I got this as an accent for one of the blacks. I thought that was kind of Halloweeny in color.
It definitely works with your purple theme.
Yeah. And then I have one here. Let me get it real quick. I have one fabric that I have just had a heck of a time finding the match for. And I bought 3 possibilities. So you guys are seeing it in real time with me when I grab it. So hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, so yes, that was my puppy that you guys saw go crazy. Because my daughter came back.
Ah,
And we've had to kind of keep the dogs in because there's been eagles flying around.
oh goodness.
And our dogs are small enough that they
They look
are
like lunch.
meals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be awful.
Uh-huh. My last dog almost got eaten by one. Ooh, that one is so
That's
cute.
cute. Is that oh, that's Gizmo, right?
She's mute, so you can't hear
You're on mute, Gwendolyn.
Sorry, I'm sitting here talking.
her.
Yes, yes. Are you old enough to remember him?
I know who Gizmo is. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
okay.
Gizmo, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I
So,
know about the gremlins.
yeah, because like when you feed him, he turns into a gremlin.
Yeah.
Gremlin.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a nice combo.
I thought of this one. Okay, I have a couple. I have a couple of choices here, so you guys have to help me. So this one, and this is kind of like a mustardy plaid. Okay, or I have this one, which is like a brick, like a yellow brick. And then I have this one.
Mm.
I don't know what you call that. That's a choice.
I feel like you need like something that's closer to his fur.
That first one was much better if those were the choices.
Well, you got to remember the blocks though.
They're big. You
Yeah.
see a lot of it. I feel like that's kind of looks like his ears.
This
That
one.
design. Yeah.
So you like it?
I think color-wise it matches the best.
It does match really well, doesn't it? And then I had one that was way out of the box. This one.
Oh, I like that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one pulls out the color from the don't feed.
So you guys have to remember, which I did kind of do a little bit of a sample of just some of the blocks in a
I think he's going to stand out a lot because everything else is very traditionally Halloween.
yeah.
So you might make it and then get it all out and be like, that's not
Right.
what I was really going for.
So that's why I got to be careful, because what goes good with it is not necessarily what will fit in with the quilt. So I did a test, just a test picture of like some of the blocks in an eclectic kind of, it's no layout, okay? It's not a layout, but
Oh,
this is sort of
I like the no layout.
the because remember it's scrappy
Mm-hmm.
and every block is different. And so this is kind of the idea. So based on the fact that he is going to be one of the black and one of these colors are going to be the day, and this is the quilt that it's going to go in. Now, how do you feel about the selections I gave you?
Can I see them
Hold it up
again?
again next to it. Next
Okay.
to the phone.
Each one? Okay, so like,
No, that one. That one and then maybe the brown.
and then trying to put more light, because this is
I
like,
think I like the one that was kind of the off the wall choice. The last
The-
choice.
the like red pinky one.
Yeah. The don't
And then-
feed the animals one that kind of matched. No, not that one.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just going through them real quick. You have to see them again. So this was another option. I guess I should put it in front of the phone. And then we had the brick.
Mm.
Oops. Kind of. And then the plaid, which I still love the plaid, even
I
though
like the plaid, but what was the other one? The
The
pink.
I
one
think
that
the
was kind
plaid
of pinkish.
will be
No,
closer
that
to.
one.
I think with
Now
the rustier blocks, I think that one looks decent,
This one,
Mhm.
but it's hard to tell with like zoom lighting.
right?
Yeah.
So go with
and
your
so-
gut on that.
And so what I'm hearing from you guys is the three that you guys think are potential are these three.
Yes.
I think I like
Yes.
the reddish pinkish one because with the Halloween thing, it looks like blood streaks.
Yeah, that's
does,
that's
doesn't it?
exactly why I bought it. That's what I was thinking. But I also, Stephanie caught that the other yellow one is, I thought it kind of resembled his ears a little bit and picked up on his ears. So I thought that was kind of cute too. But I'm gonna lay them out. I'll cut out the blocks of him, and then I'll lay it on fat quarter of each of these and take a picture, and then go from there.
Yeah, I
Barb
think that's a good
on
plan.
YouTube says she's not a fan of the mustard color fabric, and just her opinion.
Like the plaid one or both of them? Because this one's more
They
mustard.
don't feel so Halloweenish to me, and the whole thing has been so well themed that it's
Well, I do have one other fabric that I picked, but I'm not going to use it no matter how much I like with it, because I use the same design in green with one of the other blocks, and I don't want to use the same pattern twice,
A
even in
second
a
time, yeah.
color. But I haven't put it up to it exactly, but I know that it's going to look good, and you guys are all going to probably, I don't know, we'll see what you say. You might hate it. I don't know.
but maybe the color wave looks so different. Oh,
All right, we
I
have
still,
Jen loves
I
to
still like
quilt.
the red blood streak one.
That one does look cool. Very
That
cool.
That does
look
look
cool.
nice, yeah.
And see, and this is like perfect because
But
it has
how
the
different
red.
does the green one look? I mean, the green one might look just so different that it's
No.
not even.
The green one looks exactly like this when you look at them. It's just green. Yeah, it's
Green
like
with
you could
red
put-
or green on green or
Let me get it.
oh my gosh, I'm having like a moment. I'm like trying to put pieces together and I'm like, this is what I'm good at, guys. And I'm like, I can't figure out how to put them together.
And you like see your needle? Do you need to have a friend to make
Oh
sure
my
everything's going okay?
gosh. Like, oh, okay. Well, that does look really cute. Let's see if it'll let me. Come on. Come on. My computer wants to follow me like hers does. It's not interested in doing things on its own. That's my little block. That'll look cute. What do you think?
That will be cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Very good color matching there, as always.
I wanted it to be a little different, because I didn't spend all this time
What was
cutting out
this one?
smaller pieces and so that one's so fun.
I
It
know.
does look similar, but because that's a tone on tone and I see the yellow and the red as almost like red splatters.
I know, but the thing is that if I didn't have anything else, like if I just couldn't find anything else and I absolutely had to use it as a last resort, I would break my rule. But you know how when you make rules,
but don't break your rule. It's your rule and yeah.
and I do like this one, and I've gotten good feedback from you guys. And then who said that they didn't like the mustard? Did she say if she didn't like both the yellows or just the darker?
Although yellow is one of those colors that people
she
love
doesn't
or
like
hate.
any mustard in the whole wide world, not just your fabrics, Gwen.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would not maybe take that personally.
No, I didn't. I didn't know at all. I was just trying to identify which one it was she was not liking. So she likes this one too. So her vote is for this one as well.
I think you got a win there. In the current lighting, yes.
I feel like this is the consensus.
You should look at it in daylight tomorrow and make sure you
I will.
still like that decision.
Yeah, and I'll take pictures and figure it out, or
Send it to a friend.
Yeah,
Me.
send it to
Send
y'all.
it to me.
I'm gonna be texting it to you, Chantel.
Chantel,
Oh,
you can
you
share
better
my
be.
info with Gwen too if you want.
I think she has it.
Do you? Maybe.
I think I did give it Stephanie Brennan's thing, which Stephanie Brennan finished a quilt right at the
She
end
did.
of last time, and it is so good.
So did I. I was up till 2 a.m.
so
quilting
good.
that one.
I go on my
and I
retreat.
gifted it the next day.
I'll be having finishes because I go on my retreat next week.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yes, so I'm hoping to have a couple finishes, which guess what? Remember our very first episode when I said to you I just hope I can have one finish for the year. Here I am going to be in June and have a finish.
There you go.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
We've all come so far.
So far.
I know. Stephanie's finally putting
That's
crap
what
away
this
in her
is about.
sewing
This
room.
is about the sojo finally getting out there and finally sewing.
Well, I was channeling you, Stephanie. I was back in my sewing room earlier this week and I was putting stuff away and I'm like, okay, I'm channeling Stephanie as I'm organizing the space. Because, it doesn't.
Stephanie is not
Yeah, don't
organized
channel
right
me.
now. I mean, I have the capability to be organized. Everything in here has a place. None of it is where it belongs right now.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
I found a
Half
whole
of my
ass
stuff has a place,
serger.
and most of it's not there.
I found a whole ass serger under some fabric that needs to be folded, and several
That's
quilts.
impressive.
Like a whole giant in the case and everything. And I'm like, Stephanie, what's wrong with you? Which that also has a place. It's not there right now.
The long arm's easy to hide things under, as I'm learning.
It wasn't
It's a
even
dangerous
there.
place under there.
I feel like what I need to do is get actual shelving that will fit underneath there. But
Ooh,
still
I'm
leave
liking the way
myself
this is going.
like a hole so I can crawl in and unplug when there's going to be a storm or something. Do you do that? Do you unplug your sewing machine, Chantel? Or your
I
long
do.
arm?
I keep my Tula unplugged all the time, and I do not unplug my long arm every time, but it does have a double switch on it. I don't know if
Yeah.
yours has that. To like
Mine does not.
my Bernina,
But-
though, I keep off. I just unplug it. It makes me feel better. It's part of my routine. I unplug the long arm, I unplug the iron.
Yeah.
I am thinking about taking my Bernina to retreat and learning how to use it, Chantel.
You know, it would be a good idea. There's going to be somebody there that knows how to use that thing.
That's what I thought. So,
But if you love the machine you have, I mean,
well, I love my vintage. That's what I mostly
know.
use. But I have all this money in this Bernina and I've never used it. So I've got to suck it up buttercup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or sell it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, one or the other.
I'm thinking about selling my bonus Bernina. I'm blessed to have a bonus Bernina, but I don't go enough places.
Is that the little one
That
you
was
brought
a
with?
steal. That was a marketplace one. Yeah, that was the one I brought. I haven't used it since then. It's a shame.
So I feel a little bit like a horrible person right now because I love this. This is a very busy quilt. It would currently look good in my living room because I have hand-me-down furniture at 40, which makes me feel wonderful, by the way. But it's not my color, it's brown, but this will look good with it. But I cannot put it down there because our older basset hound is like very drooly, and it's not clear drool. It's like, I don't know what. It's like dirt, food, I don't know. But it just like, she will ruin this if I put it down there. I'm like, I can't have any quilts I want until you die someday. Like, this is how I feel right now. I mean, they don't live forever.
They don't live forever.
But she's also only 5, almost 6. So, I got a while.
Oh, you
before
got
I
a
get
long
to use
time.
it. I got 6 years before I can like put the quilts out that I want.
Oh.
I don't know if I showed you the last couple blocks I made. I don't know if
actually.
Did you see
Have
this
you
one?
made this since last week?
Oh, that one's cute with the Hershey bars.
With the Hershey bar.
That works for Halloween.
That's good.
And then the little bats. So is that one. And then I don't think you've seen this one with the spooky.
Oh, I like that one too. Look at it. You got them all going in the same direction and everything.
Yeah.
Not
on
only
all
are
my
you going to
blocks.
finish a quilt this year, but you are going to finish it well.
You haven't noticed that all of them I did that directional?
Oh no, I haven't. It's just like this. It almost looked like the sticks themselves are like
They are. They're all
connected.
All the trees are, going the right way. And then I think this one turned out cute.
Oh, that one's fun.
And
Is that
it's got,
cotton and steel? Maybe not. They had a line like that a couple years ago.
They
Why do
did the booze one.
Yeah, which you bought a bunch extra of.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember what
I have
line
some of that up on my wall right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
I got my Halloween quilt up there to like finish. My S Doodle one I did as a test for somebody. Can you guys see it up there?
That one's cool, yeah.
And that's definition scrappy. But yeah, I gotta quilt that before Halloween. That's basically my only goal.
Do you remember if
lot-
that one? With the
Oh,
feet,
I
That
don't
one's
remember
cool.
that one, but I love it.
with the like witch shoes?
You know what? I'm really sad you didn't use the yellow on that one, the yellow brick,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it totally looks like Wicked, but I like the green. You need your yellow brick road on that one.
I didn't have the yellow owl as a choice then because I wasn't putting yellow into the quilt because it was. But oh my gosh, that would have been so fun for Yellow Brick Road, right?
I know.
Mm.
Next time.
Well, I'd have
Sometimes
to
the big
redo it.
ideas don't come on time.
Yeah, I'd have to redo it, and I've used up because this fabric was a border fabric, and so I had only had a small part of it, and I was fussy cutting the borders, so I only have one set of shoes left, so I'd have to order another half yard in order to do it again in the brick, which is not a bad idea. I'm not opposed to doing. That's actually a really good idea. I really like that.
We have it on our brain from going to the show.
Definitely do. So like this, and let me finish folding this and I'll show you. But
yeah, I think those are all my new ones.
This stack that I'm doing right now, it was one about like color when you're picking color for your fabrics. And I brought in a bunch of quilts that had been done twice to show you how doing different things a little bit differently can make all the difference in how your quilt turns out. So we've got this one that I won't bring upstairs because the dog will destroy it. And I use light for all it's rifle paper.
That dark one.
Oh, thank you. But I used Rifle Paper Company for all of my backgrounds, and then or the light ones, and then kind of medium ones for pluses, and then darks and all the centers. And it really gets lost. But then this one I did with my fabrics, I use a single background, and all of a sudden everything pops.
Wow,
so it's same pattern.
So different. Those are the same patterns?
Same pattern. I resized it slightly for this one because the owl needed to be a little smaller. But this is the same pattern. And it looks totally different.
Totally different.
So I had several of those that I brought with because I wanted to show people how vastly different color choice can make it work, or using a single neutral, for example, in that one. But so it's fun.
That fabric you asked what the owls are Ruby Star Witchy. And then
that makes sense.
Haunted House, I don't think it's the same line.
I feel like I need to do a weekly series called Stephanie Binds a Quilt.
For the next year and a half.
Maybe longer.
Okay, the one with the houses is called Hometown Halloween, and it's by Maywood Studio.
Yeah, that one's cute. I'm impressed you're able to still look that up because I probably wouldn't know.
I keep a pretty good, tabs on my fabric.
Well, if Stephanie ever needs to know what her quilts are called, all she has to do is call me.
or look at my Dropbox.
But it's just it's funny. I have I don't know why, but I really do have all of those memorized
Chantel
for God
has
knows what reason.
Full access to my Dropbox. And
there's
20 some terabytes of data on there.
I don't think I have full access to your pattern library.
You don't? We maybe should fix that.
But I did have it for your doll.
For the doll clothes stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we actually gonna do that? We talked about we would work through one exercise a week. That might seem doable.
To. Oh my gosh. So if anybody here is a Bridgerton watcher,
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a lot of dolls. It's no secret at this point.
No.
But I
It gets
have
brought
a
up
doll that
literally
looks
every week.
like every single time. I have a doll that looks like Penelope Featherington. And I was like, oh my gosh, when she goes towards the French fashion, I now need to make these clothes. So she's like, we need to do the exercises. And I think I'm like 100% on board now that I can, dress my doll up and
Now that we spent like a mortgage at
Liberty.
my mortgage at Liberty. Maybe not your mortgage, my mortgage at Liberty.
To be
But-
fair,
So are you-
I spent quite a bit, although yeah, maybe not my mortgage.
I think between the two of us, it was the equivalent
One
to
of
my
my
mortgage.
student loan payments, maybe.
Well, I'm
There you
sure
go.
it was easy to do.
Oh my gosh.
my
well,
God.
and then they tell you what it is. And then you're like, that's not so bad. And then you realize that's in pounds.
In
It's
euros,
times
yeah.
1.3 American dollars. And so then you're like, oh, I'm glad my husband doesn't have the login to the banking info.
Yeah,
Oh goodness.
absolutely.
So are you guys familiar with Rainbow Friends?
Yes. Yes, I have a boy.
Okay,
The
well, I'm
Rainbow
going to show
Friends.
you. I procrastinated, and my nephew turns 6 tomorrow, and he's been wanting Rainbow Friend Blue. So I've been
Oh,
making him
no.
a plush. So I am finishing.
You
Blue
guys, it
today.
doesn't sound as adorable as you think it's going to be. Fair warning. It sounds harmless.
This is his
I need to
plushie.
see what you're talking about.
Oh
my
my gosh.
Is that
That is everything.
Yes, it's drool.
okay?
His mouth is falling
That
off
is
because
what
it's
it
not
looks
sewn
like.
on.
I was wondering if that's what it was, or if it was like he was
I'm trying
smoking
to
or something.
remember
And I'm
what-
like, this
and
is
it's
for
got a
children.
crown.
That can't be.
It's not Huggy
Sort of
Wuggy,
for
but
children?
it's Rainbow Friends.
Yeah.
What is
we got-
Rainbow Friends?
I think we have to Google this.
Rainbow
Oh,
Friends.
Rainbow Friends is like a YouTube video game type thing. It's like a Roblox thing. I don't
Yeah.
understand it all myself completely. However, I have
So-
printed many of these coloring pages out for JD. So,
So my nephew is going to be 6 tomorrow and weighs 110 pounds
Oh my gosh.
whoa.
and stands almost 4.5 feet tall.
Wow.
Well, he
Wow.
laid on the ground. He laid on the ground, and I traced
Six?
him out of Minky. Yeah. So I laid him on
I
the
mean,
ground, and I
like-
traced him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I traced him out of Minky.
You
So
traced him
his
out of
blue-
Minky.
So his blue is life size.
Oh my gosh. She's going to think that's the best thing ever.
He's gonna snuggle with it.
You just won the internet if that gets posted. No.
Oh my goodness. The second one that I do, he wants green next. I'm totally doing it a
green.
different way.
Is green the one that's in the sewer thing?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I know my rainbow friends. At least a little bit.
This definitely sounds like a boy thing.
It's a video game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
Roblox.
it's Roblox. It's an Xbox, PlayStation. They go online and play with other kids, and
It's
they change characters, and they go into different rooms.
Huggy Wuggy.
Yeah, Huggy Wuggy. No, Huggy Wuggy scary.
Wow. They are something, aren't they?
Oh,
They
yes.
are.
They're a little odd.
And the
Mhm.
teenagers that chase them are hilarious.
This sounds very interesting.
Interesting.
I
It's a
have never-
thing.
Yes.
I've never heard
It was
of
something that I did not go to willingly, but I was forced
Yeah.
into. The kids were not going to have it any other way.
Well, people used to get mad because we let the kids watch SpongeBob, and I'm like, Rainbow Friends is so much worse than SpongeBob.
What?
I thought I was
Yeah.
done
My
folding, and I just found the other
grandson
bin.
loves SpongeBob, and I cannot figure it out. Well, okay, so my daughter loves SpongeBob. We've watched SpongeBob. You know, it's pretty old. And she's
Really?
in her 20s now.
Sorry.
But you know, I put that. I was passing one day flipping through what to watch for him, and I put it on just for a second. It wasn't on purpose, it just happened, and he just loved it. And I thought, well, that's so weird because it's so loud and strange and, you know, overwhelming. It just
It's like
seems
in
like
his genes.
opposite of everything that bothers him, you know. But he loves it. He loves it.
He's
So we
like
don't let him watch it,
genetically modified for SpongeBob, given his age.
I guess. The other thing that he really loves that's weird is Angry Birds.
Oh, that's addicting though. It's very
When-
addicting.
when
The
my-
show or the
when my
game?
kids,
The show, you know, because he's only 3, so you know he doesn't play video games.
Yeah.
But the show, the movie, he likes the movie.
so my oldest is 24, and his favorite movies were VeggieTales,
Oh,
We watched a lot of VeggieTales.
and we knew
like
those
this.
word for word.
I still know it word for word.
We like some
If
VeggieTales.
you like to talk to tomatoes, if a
If a
No.
squash
Can
can make you
make you
smile.
smile. All right, we're gonna get a YouTube copyright if we keep going.
Nope.
But yes, that and the hairbrush song.
Oh yes.
Yeah, well, how many times have you lost your hairbrush and started singing that?
I mean, every single
Every
morning
time.
we lose a
Every
hairbrush.
single morning? Me too.
I don't know that I sing the song in my head, but we literally, I had to buy myself
do.
a new hairbrush.
I don't even sing it in my head. I just sing it.
Nope.
The kids know. Mama's
Here,
on
I
a
can
rampage.
Theron hid my hairbrush, and I was asking my
Yes.
daughter, and I said, I think we had this conversation. I said, are you sure he didn't like take it, or you didn't take it and put it in his bag or whatever and take off with it? Because you know he's 3, and he just loved it. And anyway, and so she started walking around the house looking for my hairbrush, singing that song. I was like, you are 26
Awesome.
and you still remember that? She's like, yep.
It's
I'm
burned in
pretty
your
sure I
brain.
was on the phone with you when that happened.
I feel like you were.
And you still
There's
haven't
a
found
there's
it.
a there's
No,
a guy that does reels
but-
on Instagram, and he puts together like wedding marches as VeggieTale
yeah.
songs.
Yeah, I've seen those. Oh,
No,
that's
I
funny.
haven't found it yet, but Chantel, here's my new one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had to buy a
It's a
new one
big
because
deal.
the kids kept losing mine.
It's
I
a
feel
big
you.
deal.
Her
Well,
hairbrush was a big deal.
it was
Oh,
a big
how
deal
funny.
because my mom gave it to me when I was a teenager, so it was over 40 years old. And
Oh
it's
my
one of-
gosh.
yes,
But it's like a
considered-
special hairbrush.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
expensive. It's like meant to last a lifetime and to pass down, right? And so when my daughter was born, my mom gave her one too. So she has one and hers is 26 years old. Well, the company that makes them has since been bought out by another company, and
Kidding.
now they don't make them. The new ones are not made well because I ordered 2 brand new ones, but they're made in China, and both of them had the staples sticking up from the bristles. So when you go to
Really?
clean your hair out, and when you pay $50 for a hairbrush, you don't want staples. You know, it's not like going to Walmart.
You don't want staples
$2.96.
for any dollar sign.
True. But at least at Walmart, if it's $3, you know, I toss in the trash, no big deal. But for $50, it's like, no, guys, give me my money back. So then I had to hunt a used one down on the internet and then pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. And then I had to disinfect it for 2 weeks and like 4 different types of disinfectant because you just don't want to take a chance. But now I have it. Now it's usable. Now it's good. Everything. And it was good. It came clean. It was barely used, but still, I wasn't going to take a chance. So the
That's
other one will
understandable.
show up eventually. And now at least I have this one, which is like hands off. Like I actually told my husband, I said, we need to get an air tag and put like a, air tag.
Like a
figure out a way-
mount on it.
Yes. So that way, if it walks to some place in the house,
Does
with
it
them,
have a hole in it for hanging it?
it doesn't. No, but I don't know. They have to make them where they'd be like sticky, where I could stick it like on the
Yeah.
back. Anyway,
Maybe he won't recognize that one will be yours and never his.
the other thing is that the new ones, the bristles are so weak. Like when we have really thick hair, my daughter and I, and so when you brush your hair, you know, you don't want the bristles to bend. You want them to stay stiff and, you know, massage your head and, pull the oils down your strands of hair and stuff to give you healthy hair. And the new ones just were not up to par. I'm very disappointed with them, but at least I found an old vintage one that I was able to clean up. So
There you go.
it's mine will show up. We just got to figure out where he hid it.
Oh, where? Yes.
I one time thought
Mhm.
for sure that my daughter had hidden my wallet because she had been pretending to go shopping. And this was maybe like 2 years ago. And my husband's like, no, I think you left it at Target. And I went to Target. They hadn't turned anything in, had to replace everything, like all the business cards, everything. And months later, maybe a year later, I was cleaning out this area that I have like yarn in. It's in the bottom of it. Everything's there. Absolutely everything. And I was like, see, I was not lying.
Well, that's what I'm
But-
waiting to find it in something like that, especially because my husband
We
goes.
talked about the sofa. We talked about it maybe being stuck in the sofa. And
We
she's like,
did.
no, I turned over the sofa.
We did. And I ripped out the bottom, that thing that covers the bottom. I ripped it out, looked at all the things. But my husband goes, when I couldn't find it and I started complaining about it that first week, he goes, I just saw your hairbrush somewhere. It was in something. And I thought to myself, well, that's really weird. Why would she put her hairbrush in there?
Oh, no.
She's never going to be able to find it. And I go, and you didn't think to pull it out and say, hey, Gwen, is this where your hairbrush is supposed to be? And he's like, well, no. I'm like,
Oh my
No.
goodness. That's funny.
Well, we know
That's
it's
why
in
men have
something.
moments. That's why men
So-
have moments of silence in their brain.
yeah.
Barb
Yeah.
says if she paid $50 for a hairbrush, there'd be a man that comes with it to brush her hair for her.
Oh, like a pool boy.
That's up.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what.
Fabio comes with that hairbrush.
You did, Barb, you don't want to know how much I paid for this one then on the
No.
used vintage market.
I'm sure a fair amount. I was talking to Chantel earlier. We both like really pretty books. And there
Pretty-
is
and old books and antique books and ooh,
there's
books.
a gorgeous set of Bridgerton books from Illumicrate. And they
Really?
reprinted it once.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
And apparently they say now that they're not doing a third printing, which is stupid, as popular as the show is. And
Bruh.
everybody on
Mhm.
every single post they put is like, please redo Bridgerton. And so I was looking on eBay thinking, okay, maybe I can find it. It was like $1,000. I'm like, no way.
Wow.
No way am I
So you
gonna pay
can't
that.
find them
And she
retail
tells
anymore.
me this, and she's like expecting me to live my dreams by buying it for the. I can't. No.
No, I don't expect you to do it. It's just like
I mean,
I
I
just-
want to.
I could not
But I
I'm
can't.
like, there's no way that I could do that. But
So when did they put them out, Stephanie?
I don't know when the first one came out, but
Probably
the
with the
second
first
one,
season.
the second one was last year. They did a reprinting. The first ones are signed by the author,
And what
and
makes them special?
they're just gorgeous.
They're gorgeous.
you
They're
look at
all
all of-
special spines and things like
Yeah.
that.
If
Are they
you-
hard copy?
In all flowers.
So it's
Yeah.
not, so they like did
Here,
just
let
a
me find it.
regular version that's cheap, and then they did a fancy version, like a collector's edition version.
No, this is
Well,
a
those
collector's
books have been out
edition.
for years. I read them in a whole bunch of them in 2012, maybe, before it was a show. It was actually funny. I didn't realize that that's what it was. Like,
Oh, Chantel, there's one on Macari for $1,400.
you got my hopes up there for a second. You're like, oh my
It's not
God.
Not that.
Here, let me
Mm.
find the actual one.
It's not that one, is
Because-
it? Steph?
Seriously.
Here,
Sorry.
hang on. I'm about to share my screen here. Stan UK store. I'm gonna
yelling
share my
cat.
screen here real quick.
The cats.
Share
I'm
screen.
excited about the cat visitors.
She's in the corner. She's eating blue.
Okay, here we are. This is what it looks like.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
It's
pretty.
absolutely gorgeous. And I read this and I thought, oh, they're going to reprint it this summer. But no, I look at it again. It's June 2023. But it's It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's like foil and it's so pretty.
It doesn't make
So,
sense
so
why they
pretty.
wouldn't, reprint them with as popular as the show is.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
But
make a different one because those now have their value, you know.
I guess. Yeah.
That's like the Stanleys that sold for $45 at Target, then now sell for $500 on eBay.
Oh my God.
Barb is shocked
They're
at the
the-
price of these books too.
They're the pink ones from Target.
That's nuts.
What's Stanley?
They're like these
40
mug
ounce cups.
things.
It's a fancy cup. Every
Yeah.
kid in my daughter's grade came back from Christmas break with them.
To
And
be fair, the Stanley
they're in
type cups
fourth grade.
are
Fourth
what
grade.
every farmer essentially
Yep.
has brought in a different style out to
Yeah.
work for like 30 years.
Yeah,
Okay?
and it's all
But they-
dented up and
But they marketed it to the wrong group because they made as
Yeah,
much
because
in the
the
first 30
farmers
years that they
versus-
did in the last 4.
yeah.
Oh.
But, yeah,
Women.
I refused to buy one. And then my mother-in-law got one.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
I'm not going to spend $50 on a cup for
I'll be right
It's a
back. I'm
straw
gonna
a
be right
fifth
back.
grader. Yeah.
you're
Which
talking about those like insulated mugs.
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, but they're mostly for cold, not for.
Didn't
But yes.
Bed Bath and Beyond, didn't they used to carry those?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't shop there much. I could
Why do
see
you
my
need a
chair.
hairbrush? You don't have any hair.
So
This is what I
speaking
have
of-
in my head now.
Speaking of Bridgerton, what do you guys think of the first episodes of the new series? Of the new
So disappointed that I even watched it because now I have to wait till the 13th of June. That's what I think.
I know.
So you like it, in other words.
Gwendolyn,
I'm
this is
irritated.
the cup.
We watched.
These are the cups.
My husband and I watch it together,
Yeah,
and it was good.
Oh, you gotta see this.
I
love
watched
how
it
they
while
can
basically
make-
cutting all the pieces to this thing behind me, and
Are
You're
they
going to
now
cut
I'm
stand on
just
a
leaving
needle.
it.
But
All right,
I
so
love how-
you all are liking it, right?
I like it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, love it, but at the same time, mad.
Yeah, that's how I was. I was like,
No
are
one
you
wants
kidding?
to
You're
wait.
gonna make
Like I want more candy before dinner,
you're gonna
Mom.
make me wait
know?
a month before I get to see anymore,
You think I stream for any good reason? Yeah, if I stream my stuff so that I can watch all of it, not just
Stop
an
eating my
episode of it.
string. Sorry.
Kitty, don't eat the string. He's like, I'm a cat, dude. String's my thing.
It's moving, Mom.
Mom.
We went to the animal shelter today because they were like
Uh-oh.
overrun. And I was gonna see like if we could volunteer because I do not need any more animals in my house. And we walked through
I
the
want to
dog
volunteer
area.
at the Quilt store. I hear they have lots of fabric for me to
I
take
know,
home
right?
and.
But there were like 100 dogs there right now.
Oh
and
no!
they're almost
Tell me
all
that.
like bully breeds. But there's some big, like, gentle giants too. And it was just like too loud with like the kids walking through. So we ended up in the cat room, and we can't have a cat. My husband is allergic and my mother-in-law's very allergic.
So it's a very
I
safe
need-
place to be in the.
I need my mother-in-law to come to my house. So there was like a no-go. There's gonna be no cats. And one cat like claimed Angela and she cried. We laughed. She's like, can we come back and be with that cat as much as possible? I'm like, if it's not there, it means it went to a home, honey. So that's a good thing for the cat. I know. She's so adorable. But
That's so sweet.
yeah.
Like, unfortunately, we need another pandemic so that everybody readopts their pets back.
We need the
Mhm.
economy to get better. I used to actually do a lot of pet reporting when I was at the paper, and basically they built that facility so that they would never run out of space. And then when 2009 hit, people couldn't afford their pets anymore. And so they were bringing them there. And now that The economy is
That's
challenging
cool.
again.
Yeah.
The shelters are full again. So it's just not good.
I don't want to talk about that. I'd rather talk about the hairbrush or Bridgerton or anything but animals.
know.
Oh my
Well, if you
gosh.
volunteer at the quilt shop, you don't have to feed it when you get home.
That's true.
That's
Because you know what
right.
happens when you feed it after midnight.
Would
It's
Would
true.
you-
We don't feed that one after midnight.
would you like to hear about the funny text I sent my husband today that made him crazy? Like
Was
not
it-
Yes.
not Bridgerton crazy, just crazy crazy.
Was it
So he-
deliberately funny or was it
Oh, if for
fell
me it was.
autocorrect? But
Did you
No,
have-
for me
did-
it was
it-
deliberately
Was
funny.
it chickens again? Did you
It
buy
was
more
chickens again. I did not buy chickens. I had him convinced that I bought chickens,
That
but
was great.
so I was
We love
sent to
that story.
Costco without supervision today, and I really controlled myself very well. I just bought a pretty book set for Angela that I shouldn't
Sometimes
have.
there's dolls at Costco, so
I know we didn't see any of those. We didn't search for very long though because we were hungry and wanted to get home. But
I'm not allowed at Costco.
I did see a very fancy chicken coop, and I thought this thing's got to be $1,000. No, it's $229, and it's
Oh,
huge and
shit.
fancy and gorgeous. And I'm like, I could fill that with $5 chickens. And Adam's like, why do you want chickens? Like, do you really want chickens? I'm like, right now, no, I get too much to take care of. But maybe like 5
No, I
years.
want to bother you with the chickens, but
When Lily is like more self-sufficient, I could consider some chickens. And he's like, you don't even eat eggs. I'm like, I cook with eggs. Like, I will use the eggs and Mary can have eggs. Everyone can have eggs. And like, I just like the idea of having chickens. That's basically all it is.
I refuse
there
to
was
have
that.
chickens anymore. I
build
refuse to
the
have chickens
chicken
anymore
coop
because
and they will come.
I refuse to have chickens anymore because my daughter moved out and she was my chicken raiser until they got old enough to go out into the coop. So I'm
Yeah.
not in the mood to take care of them when they're little.
Yeah. That's
is it
funny.
expensive to buy chickens that aren't little? No chicken little.
Well, the problem with that
Chicken
is
bigs?
if you want backyard breeds, they're cheap. But if you want actual like show chickens with like actual like
Oh, the
names,
pretty ones. Yeah, my aunt
yes,
says those.
then you so like then you get into higher prices because we had my daughter showed
Well, how much is a pet chicken?
Jersey
A
Giants.
pet. How much
Like,
is a
well,
fancy pretty chicken?
it can be $10-15 a piece.
Oh,
And
well, that
some
would add up.
So isn't like
paid-
the like ordinary ones, like they're like maybe $1 or $2 a piece,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the fancier ones are like 10 or 15 a piece. So it's not
Right.
like you're paying like, $500 for one chicken or
Oh
something.
no,
No.
no.
See, this
It's
is
not
what
like dogs.
someday I would like to just have a bunch of pretty different rainbow colored eggs in my refrigerator. That's really all I want in life. That's
Me
Or you
too,
go
but
online
mine
and-
are gonna have to be plastic from like Easter. That's how I'm getting my
Exactly.
rainbow eggs.
oh,
Or
I
you
used
go
to get
online and
them.
find somebody.
Chickens are
farmer's
labor
market.
intensive.
I'm sure. My friend used to have like a flock, but she had like 50 chickens. And so I would buy my eggs from her at the farmer's market, and it was all this rainbow color. It was just so fun. It's fun to cook with these things that like
Oh yeah.
There's nothing fun about cooking with anything.
you just have not met. You should cook
A
with me
rainbow
and a
egg
glass
I
of
get to cook.
wine.
They are fun to cook with, but unfortunately, they're labor intensive to
I'm sure.
keep them up. My
I'm
mother
sure.
hated them because it was her job to go out to the chicken coop and gather the eggs, and she hated it because she always would come back with head lice.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Here you go, Stephanie. This
Okay,
is
so
one
Speaking of
your eggs.
hairbrush,
That's
Exactly.
that's what domestic.
It's we call it a monster egg because it's a fuzzy egg.
Yeah.
We got it for him. We got him for Easter. They're huge, and he puts his cards.
that's my
in
kind
there.
of egg.
But
There we
this is
go.
like
Wait, is
You
your
know-
hairbrush in one?
I wish.
it's gonna be like, where's the hairbrush forever,
Forever.
forever.
Someday you'll find it. I can't remember what it was. I found something the other day that I literally, it was a glove for Angela's Harry Potter Quidditch set that had been missing for over a year. And then I located it randomly underneath a piece of furniture. And I was
Nice.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was
Crazy
never going to be
child.
found.
Yeah, pretty much.
All
Oh,
right, guys, I think
I'm
I have
almost
this
done
for
to
the
the
most
folding.
part. I need you to look at this and
Ooh, that's fun.
I like it.
yeah,
I like that.
let's see.
I
Yeah,
love
I
how
think
it pulls to the darker colors on the outside, but
So
you still
it's-
have those bright pops of green.
yeah, I have the green going in at the top. There's 2 open spots up there. That'll be the bright green as well.
I like that.
Chantel, is that a pattern?
It's technically, well, it's kind of a pattern. It's the pieces are, but the this is what the cover looks like.
Yes. Okay.
So technically it's the pattern, but it doesn't look anything like
No,
what
I
it
really,
looks on
really.
here.
It's just like oversized EPP almost.
Yeah, it is quite large. And then it's not very big. It's, I don't know what that would end up being, 1, 2 by 2. So it's not really that large. It's more like a wall hanging size.
Are you
But
just gonna do the one?
I think so. Yeah, it was more just something to be able to finish. Sometimes you got to be able to finish project.
Yeah, I hear you.
And EPP, you know, for like a project for the month, that's like about what is manageable for me. For some people, it's like, you know, smaller block a month. But I think that'll look good. I think that'll work. Now I have to figure out if I already used the other pieces or not. Because I'm missing a green piece. Now I can't remember if I actually made the piece yet or not.
I have a show and tell really quick.
Okay.
Ooh,
So I went
Let's
to
see.
quilt retreat. I went to quilt retreat last weekend and pulled an all-nighter.
Oh goodness. I've done that
And
recently.
I made my 3 dudes quilt.
Ooh,
Ooh.
very fun. I had
can
met
you
the
hold it
3
up and
dudes.
stand back?
Actually, I think I met one of the 3
Hang on.
dudes.
Let me. Oh,
Can
really?
you spotlight her?
Yeah.
I love
Stephanie?
it.
I was at their store one time. But yeah, step back. Let's see the whole thing.
Are you able to spotlight her?
Um, that's a good question. I've never done that.
Let me see if I can.
Spotlight for everyone. There you are.
There.
We can
Yeah,
see you
that's
big.
better. You might have to turn off your blurry background.
Oh,
Well,
it might work when she stands back there.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, wait.
hang on. Let me unblur it quick.
I never know where to do that.
It's up in the corner
I'm-
usually, but it's okay. Here. So my brother is 6'5", so the center is done. Maybe.
No, you
And
have to
see,
get
like,
your
the
face
outline.
in there, otherwise it doesn't. Yeah, we're
Okay.
seeing some of it, but not really.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can.
find the blur. It feels like every time I get on Zoom, they change the settings where they're at. Sometimes
Hey,
at the
is it
bottom.
different
Here.
today? I swear it's different today.
I'm going to remove it really quick so that I can change it. Because I think I have my background set to blur, so hang on. Is that better?
Ooh, yes, we can
Uh,
see. Let me spotlight you. See if I can do that again.
Ooh.
Very cool.
That looks nice.
I love that contrast. You did a good job with
Yeah.
that.
So it's Stonehenge because
From
my brother's
Northcott?
been to Stonehenge. Yep.
Yeah.
My brother's been to Stonehenge, so I'm making him a memory blanket of Stonehenge, and my baby blanket's going on the backside.
Aw.
I
'Cause we
like.
all
I really like that it doesn't have sashing in between the blocks. I like how they come together like uniformly, but yet the contrast in the colors, the light and the dark, where they meet
Right.
at corners. I really like that.
Well, this is the very first quilt that I made, the block style, and I've made 3 of them now. because it's fast and it's easy, and it's just a jelly roll.
That's awesome.
Just a jelly roll?
Yeah, the three dudes
Stop that
pattern.
wickedness.
They make it a bunch of different sizes, but it's all with the jelly roll.
That's wickedness.
It's really cool.
What is the
I
three
love it.
dude pattern? I know I've heard of it. I just can't. My brain's not working.
It like
Basically,
no,
it's 5 or 6 strips put together, and then you take how far your row is top to bottom, and then go out that far and make a square, and then you take 2 pieces horizontal and place them together, face right sides together, so all the way around the outside, and then you cut it in an X, open it up, and put it back together.
So
That's it.
are they?
You lost me after the 6 things come together.
I
That was pretty early on.
get it only because my husband and I went to Arizona for a marketing conference, and we were checking out quilt shops while we were there, and it was their quilt shop. I didn't realize it until we got there, and they did like a bed turning, and it was all the different like sizes they could do with it. It was really kind of cool to listen to them talk about it.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah, it is pretty
I like it a
cool.
lot. I have not unlocked the potential of the jelly roll yet. I feel like
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do
that
with
is
it.
that is a voyage, a mission, what would you consider that when you're doing something like a epic whatever to unlock? I have not unlocked the mystic jelly roll yet and all the things it can do.
It's a lot of fun.
You have not leveled up in the jelly roll land.
I am not leveled up. I have not completed that mission.
So this is a jelly roll.
She knows what
And
it
this
is.
is
Oh, I know what
this
it
is what
is.
happens. This is what happens when you try to open the jelly roll and look inside of it.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
it
why this
doesn't go
one's
back
still all
together very well.
beautiful. But no, I just haven't unlocked how to use them in a fun and way that I feel like I could just I know the wonder of the fat quarter, for example. I know exactly what I can do back, forth, and backwards with a fat quarter.
I know all the sizes you can cut it into and still get a bunch out.
That's true. She really has unlocked that mission. It's apparent for her that's her destiny.
No,
So
I think we need a new destiny.
You're like, I'm done with that destiny.
I need to move beyond the fat quarter.
But for the jelly roll, I have not unlocked its potential, I guess, for myself of all the things that I can make that into.
So,
all right, guys, I think this is the last 2 pieces here.
Chantal, are you saying that like for the jelly roll that, you don't want to do something like ordinary and plain like jelly roll race or, some of the ordinary stuff?
I haven't messed with them enough to have wrapped my brain around all the things that I can do with it without having to go to patterns and stuff like that. Like, I really like being able to wrap my brain around. It's like when you learn math and you learn how to use a formula versus being able to kind of come up with the answer by the formula almost being innate to you. I could probably figure it all out, but it would be annoying. It's like when you haven't set up your machine yet and you have to take the time to learn how to do it before you can get all the cool things unlocked from your machine that it can actually do.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, very relevant example there.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, luckily I started making bags, and the jelly roll just seemed more simple to me because I was using jelly rolls in my bags. So
oh, you use jelly rolls in your bags?
Were you doing the not by Annie. Auntie's 2 patterns? She uses
No, I was actually doing Jenny Doan's pattern from like 7 years ago with charm packs, but I wanted to try it with jelly rolls. So what I would do is I would sew them and then I would stitch up and down, basically stitching the ditch for my quilting on the bag.
Okay. All right, I got this. got my last pieces on this, so I think I
You
got
found
this
'em.
figured out. Here we go. Can you showcase that?
Yes. Now that I know a new skill.
You've upgraded to a new skill.
You
have
have
unlocked
leveled
a new
up on
skill.
Zoom.
Yeah, slightly.
Yay!
I
There
like
it
that.
is. That's fun.
awesome.
And it's already like half sewn, actually. I just had to
I like
figure out
your
the rest of the
scissor.
pieces.
I like the
What
scissor
is
diamonds.
the one, not the very center, but the level out from that, the hexagon? Oh, those are the sewing machines. Okay.
sewing
It just
machines.
took me a
Didn't we have
minute to
scissors?
realize that's what we were doing.
Yeah. I wanted to get some
That's-
extra sewing machines in there.
That's all the sewing line.
Yeah. It's all the
Homemade.
homemade stuff.
Yeah,
Oh
that
gosh,
was
your
the, like,
scissors going up and down. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I thought
That's
that
amazing.
I love the scissor ones, the scissor
I
diamonds.
love all the hands. The little hands were like a happy place for me.
Yeah, I
I
like the
made my
hands.
hairstylist a mask out of the scissors
Okay, that's
during the
sweet.
pandemic. She's
I like the rotor cutters too.
I've seen her once a month for
Yeah,
like
they got fun.
20 years. I gotta like take care of her, you know? Get to see her more than I do like my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's my safety. Please excuse our appearance. We are quilting. And there's my husband and I when we got married. Because,
You were
we
so
got
cute
married.
and young.
I know. Look at us.
And you had the poof because that was in then.
I would still have the poof again if I had to. Because, now you can unfuture me because
Okay. You're done being in the spotlight.
you can see the beauty, but it's fading with age.
Our children are sucking it out of us.
Maybe with lack of sleep.
That too.
Very tired. I'm literally watching glue dry. Like I've been sitting here trying to get my glue sticks to dry out while I sit here. I don't mind using the school glue, but they have to like air out for a while. They're best if you let them accidentally dry out and then you knock off the top of them. Like the top couple like
My
millimeters
guess is
that
you
went
found this
hard.
out by accident.
Oh, absolutely. You know how many of these I've accidentally left open? I'm sure you can guess.
Several.
Eyeball one is done.
Woohoo! Eyeball one is
Ooh.
done. You go, Blue.
This week, my husband does most of the dinner cooking as much as I like to cook. But because by that point I've had the kids solo for several hours and I need a break. And so he handles that part. And he was like cooking something in oil and then he like immediately took it over to the sink and started putting water in it. I'm like, stop what you're doing. He's like, what? And I'm like, you're gonna start a grease fire. He's like, no, that doesn't happen. I'm like, ask me how I know. And
You always learn that one the hard way.
yeah, like 22 in my college like crappy apartment, 4-foot high flame. Not sure what to do. I don't even remember how I got it out. I think I opened a window and that was enough to do it. But it was just
Yep.
like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do now?
I was 19. We were living in Denver, Colorado. My husband was in college and we had the bottom apartment, 3 other apartments on top of us. Yep, I remember. That's where you
Yep.
learn the good lessons. Young
You do. You
newlywed.
learn some really good lessons there. One time, this was hilarious. So I had gotten home kind of late and I went to bed. And then I wake up and I'm hearing this like rhythmic, I'm feeling a breeze over my face and I'm hearing this rhythmic thud. And I open my eyes and I look and there is a bat circling around the 4 corners of my room. Mind you, my door is shut. Like, I don't know how this thing even got into my room. And I like roll off of the bed without sitting up because I'm worried I'm gonna get smacked in the face. And I opened the door and my roommate must have been like drunk when she came home or something because she left the light on and it immediately went straight for the light, hit the refrigerator door and knocked itself out and thankfully fell right in the trash can. but I call my mother because I don't know what to do. I'm like 22 years old. You're a practice adult at that point. And she's like, that's it. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to
What?
do about this. She's like, I'm just glad you're not like, I don't even know. Like, like her mind just went to like the worst case scenario, like me being in jail or something.
You're like,
And
there's a
because
bat
I'm
in my
calling her at
garbage
3
can. And
a.m.
she's like, oh, thank God.
That's it. I'm
I'm
like,
not
well,
sure I would
Mom,
know what to do with a bat in my house at any age.
You're like,
I feel
trust me, Mom, I wouldn't be calling you for the other things. That's probably why she's so freaked out.
I will
probably would
say,
call her if I was in jail, but I don't know.
I think my daughter was like around 3. So I was around 26, 27 years old. We lived in a townhouse, and it was like a condo, but it's 3 levels, 3 stories. And I walked out the front door, and there was a baby bird on the doorstep, the little mat at the doorstep. And I didn't know where it came from. And I looked up. Well, some birds had made, or a bird had made a nest right above our door, and there was baby birds in it. And so there was this one. Well, that was like before all the internet stuff where you could like Google everything at the heart of the moment, right? So I had called my dad because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to leave this little baby bird, down because somebody would come along and eat it, some fox or cat or whatever. So he was like, don't touch it with your hands. If you touch it with your hands and get the scent on it, the mother won't take it back into the nest. So you have to use gloves and like put it in a shoebox or something and then try to get it back into the nest. I don't remember how it all worked out, but I didn't put it back into the nest. Instead, I went and I looked up the bird sanctuary so that I could go and take this little baby bird to the bird sanctuary so that they could save it and give it a new mom. Because I didn't, I'm not
I
sure.
did the same thing. Like I was in the same place when that happened. I
Yeah.
totally understand.
I'm not sure I would do the same thing these days, but definitely it was like, no, I got to save the little baby bird from the big
I'm
bad
a hero.
Yes.
You don't have to
Especially
thank
like if
me.
you're a young mom. Like it's just it's
Yes.
like your baby, man.
Exactly. I feel like that's where it tugs your heartstrings.
Oh my God.
I understand.
Ugh. Did I show you the backing I chose for your quilt that I'm still not done with stuff? I still
I
have
thought you found
borders
your
to put on.
geese. Did you find your geese?
No, but I made new ones.
Well, that
They're
works.
on.
Well, you don't have much more. You have like a border.
No, I
left.
have hardly anything, but look at this backing.
I love that.
Ooh,
That is
that's like
so
perfect.
cool.
Did you already have that or did you like find it?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's what
Wow.
happens when we actually shop our stash.
That
I
was
know.
That's
really
perfect.
good, Chantel.
It's meant to be. And the funny thing is, I bought this for Penny's room. I wanted to make curtains. I have curtains that are kind of in the same line or
I was
whatever.
gonna say
Well,
it'd
they
make
will
really
be
good
curtains in one
curtains.
day in the future. And this, at a certain point, I kind of decided this would be really good for Penny's room. And then it was like, oh, whoa. Yep.
There you
So that's
go.
what's happening there.
So what line is that?
That is Rise by Melody Miller. It's part of Ruby Star.
Yeah, it looked like a ruby star.
Yeah. And it's really silky. So I think that'll be really fun.
That it will be.
But I have to finish putting on those last 4 borders. So in about 5 years, when I do that, I will I'll let you know.
We need a sew day.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that I basically need you to like tie me to the table and be like, put the stupid borders on. I hate borders. They're annoying.
I was putting
I
the
hate
borders
doing
on
the
that
borders.
in the middle of the night. I was thinking to myself, I remember why I don't like borders. And
I mean,
don't
here they
use them.
are. They're ready. They haven't flown away yet.
I know. I understand.
Yet. They want to fly away. No, I want them to fly away. But it's fine.
You have to make it for Penny before she's too large to use it.
I mean, I got to finish some kind of quilt for Penny. I finished like 3 tops, but none of them are quilts. At a certain point, I just need to give up and Give them to somebody to finish.
I
Okay.
have,
But my
Like-
pride won't let me do it.
I think, enough butterfly fabric to make twin size quilts for both of my children and like 8 granddaughters.
Ain't
It's a lot.
granddaughters.
It's a lot. And
You should fancy cut
Oh, you're
that
really
into an
planning
EPP
ahead there,
project.
Stephanie.
no, I just collected every single butterfly fabric that came into the shop for years, and then it's a little much at the moment. Anyway, so I need to do something about it and actually make something. And I also have a ton of stuff to do a ballet quilt. And I think I'm gonna do cross and dot again with it and like fussy cut my centers or something. But
I think we're all wearing the same color.
yeah, someone pointed that out earlier. Barb did, or
Wait,
was it
really?
Barb?
Like,
That's
Someone
funny.
pointed that out on YouTube.
Hey, we planned that in advance. Just
I
let you
know,
know.
I
right?
have been thinking
Let the
about that
internet
for a
know.
while, and I'm like, oh my God, like this got
I
serious.
just I came downstairs and it was very chilly, and I was like, I need the long sleeves to match the pants. And that's how that
Oh,
happened.
yip, yip. Yip, yip. Whose
But
dog is that?
we love doggies. I got my hairy man cocker
Love.
spaniel on
That
the
is-
couch right now.
That is Chin Chin, who has now been banished to my room because my daughter wants to spend time with her own dog. And Chin Chin is an 8-month-old puppy and takes over.
Chin Chin sounds like he needs all the attention he can get.
Do you get to bring your dog with to your new place? That's good. That's
Yeah.
very good.
Oh, you
Uh-huh.
guys didn't hear about what was going on. My husband went outside mysteriously for funsies or something, and my daughter couldn't find him. And so
Oh,
I ended
goodness.
up doing the whole bedtime routine until he showed up all of a sudden and was like, "What are you doing here?" I was like,
Well, you disappeared.
putting the kid to bed because you weren't here. By the way, do you see back here? Here, Steph, this is for you. Look at my grin pins.
How many of
Whole
those have you
collection.
collected? Oh my gosh, Chantel. I think I have one maybe somewhere.
Like one whole thing of them?
No, one pin.
Not something to grin about.
I know. This was not something that we collected.
Good night, Sherry. I think Sherry typed in she's going to bed.
Aw.
Aw,
Good night, Sherry.
we understand. We all want to
It
go to
is
bed
late.
too. It's almost time.
It is almost time. I think I might be able to fold all my quilts here tonight.
That is, if that's the goal, I'm comfortable with that being the, and she folded all her quilts.
Now we can call
By
it
the
a night.
way, and then we can call it a night. By the way, I did buy all that thread that you said was like a, you know, maybe you thought you told me that it wasn't a good idea, but I
No.
didn't get that out
What?
of the message.
I said you would use it with all
Where
your
did you get
EPP.
all that?
I
Oh
got
my
it from a
gosh, hang
quilt
on.
shop.
Let me come closer. I'm pulling
So
quilts
it
out.
was originally like, you know, like $450 for all this, but I got it for like 160. But I got like 96 rolls of all the variegated thread, the entire collection from Wonderful.
All right.
Oh,
Those quilts
wow.
do not smell good. They need to be washed.
It's a lot.
That's quite a bit. You
That
can
is
use it
a lot of thread.
for all of your hand quilting.
For
It'll be fabulous.
everything forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Although
you
they
bought
are
it directly.
gorgeous.
You bought it directly from Wonderful?
No, I bought it from these look the exact same to me. Let's see. 1098, 1046. How do you know?
Yeah,
No,
don't
I
think
bought
these
it
got
from a
washed.
quilt shop that I love to shop from online called Homestead Hearth. And they are in Mexico, Missouri, and which was not far away from where I lived when I was there. But oh my gosh, look at all of these. They're so pretty.
Those are so
Look at that rainbow.
nice.
They're good. They're really, really good. It is a lot, a lot, a lot. So they were supposed to come in a box. It didn't come in the box. It literally just came in a huge bag like this. So I might ask them, hey, where was the organized box of all the, that might have been
Nice
a
to have.
nice touch. Yeah. I mean, I do understand I just got it 60 some percent off, but maybe 70 some percent off. Whatever it ended up being, it was like very percentage off. And I do, a decent amount of handiwork. This is the stuff I already had, so now I can add that to the collection. I think I have even more in here. So I'm no stranger, and I had none of the variegated, but now I have every variegated thread there. Anyway, Stephanie, you did a poor job of talking me out of that one.
Sorry about that.
I'm really not sad at
I'm
all.
sure you're not.
Not at all.
At some point, my time lapse of folding quilts stopped,
Oh,
which
no.
is too bad because I folded a lot of quilts tonight. And I'm pretty sure the other two I found never were washed after being on the bed and need to be washed now before I can actually fold them and put them away.
Oh.
They do not smell the way they should smell.
They don't. Well, that is the ultimate test, is it not?
I pulled
could
them
just
out and I
pass
was
them
like,
along as
this
vintage.
is not right.
The sniff test.
Yeah, I know, it's very bad.
They didn't pass the
So
sniff
Stephanie,
test.
what are you doing with them? Are you like gonna put them on your shelves? Or are you storing them?
Yeah, they all have spots on my shelves, believe it or not.
So
but
what were you
pretty
just rotating
spotted.
your folds so that they didn't for the line?
No, I had pulled these. Some of them I pulled like when Shelly was on, I was showing like some quilting. But the majority of them I pulled when I taught a class and then did a lecture at the Muscatine Quilt Guild, which was like 45 minutes away from me. So I can like pull more stuff because it doesn't matter if
So it was like a show.
yeah, so I pulled too many and then I didn't do anything with them when I came home.
Ah,
So like I needed to like handle this situation before I can really do much else because I needed to have a clear space and be able to put this away because obviously this is a ton of space. There's just crap everywhere. And I can better handle everything else once this is out of the way. So it doesn't look like I did much today from like a cleaning standpoint. But I
When it's
obviously
stacked next to you, it does.
yeah.
yeah. That's a
Or
lot.
stand next to your work for a while so you feel good.
I know, right? It's taller than I am. I mean, granted, it's on, counter, but this is what I accomplished tonight, ladies. And discovered
That's impressive.
discovered I
Bravo.
need to clean the other two. So
That means that now you can move on to creating sewing.
no, not yet. I
No?
still have a big mess.
Ugh,
Here, I'll take you around to what still needs to happen here.
give
So
us the tour.
I cleaned off the long arm, then I added more crap back to it. All this is stuff for my next book that I need to film videos for. So I need to find a place to put it that
Is it a panel book?
yeah. Until I can get to that. Probably what I'll do is I'll have like a bin that sits underneath once I get through it. And underneath most of the stuff down here, I've got like some yarn, but like there's two things for like quilts down there that I'm going to do for the panel books that are going to be like bed quilts, maybe 3 even, I'm not sure. And then this I should just do now and do like a video. I was going to do gift wrap, fabric gift wrap. So I bought a bunch of Christmas fabric when it was on sale, and I intended to just like use it immediately, but I hadn't gotten that far. And then I still have like this situation here is all of my like pajama pant problem child that started the entire mess down here. So
Pajama pant problem child.
basically once I handle that, it's going to be a lot better. But you can see like there's a lot of empty spaces on the shelves right now. These quilts all fit in there. But what I don't have a lot of room for is like my fabric on boards. So I might need to just actually have a pajama sewing day and finish these things, that might be a thing. We'll have to test and see if you can hear the serger through this, because
Oh,
that's
I think
louder
you'd
than the
probably
long
be
arm.
fine. We couldn't hear the long arm at
Yeah,
all,
that's
what I
even
was
when
gonna
you
say.
had your headphones on.
I think the serger is louder though, so maybe Chantel, you and I can test that out sometime
Not a problem.
and see how it goes. But like, just making decisions like, that giant ballet fabric that's really thick, that really doesn't feel as nice on the back as I thought it would. Like, okay, we're gonna just have two blankets for that they can have as throw blankets. Like that's a huge like step, because then I can just be like, okay, this is just gonna be a project that's done immediately, as opposed to trying to find space for it somewhere where I
Right, for the
really don't have
ongoing
space.
whatever step it has to be next.
Yeah. And I need to find, I'm gonna have like 4 large not large, but like larger wall hangings. So those are not things that I want to fold. And they make, you can actually order it on like a museum supply store. It's like a foam roller, but it's like acid free. And so you can roll your
Yeah.
quilt in it. And so I think I need to get that, and then some sort of storage something for it. I don't know, bag box, something. So that way I can put it above my shelves. So that way it's not going to be creased. And because I've just been like moving these things from place to place since January, because I don't know what else to do with them. There's going to be 4, and I want to hang one at a time, as they're going to be like seasonal in my dining room. But I don't really want all the seasons behind me on here. I'd like it to be more coordinated than that, but I don't know. I feel like I made progress today. It's not as
Definitely.
overwhelming. It's not as overwhelming a task, but
Sometimes you need that extra voice in your head of somebody just to talk to, so you can go
Yeah.
through the motions.
Chantel and I do that with each other often, where we're like, hey, I just need to talk to you right now.
And then the
can be
voice in your
productive.
head agrees in the
Productive.
wrong way. Like you're like, talk
Right.
me out of buying all of this thread, the entire collection. And she's like, well, you would use it. And
I
then the
think
next thing you know,
I think
have
for
this
the
big box.
original one, you said, I think I talked you out, but then you found out that there was maybe an extra
There
one.
was a secondary,
And
yeah.
you were going to get a better deal even. I was like, well,
Mhm.
maybe this is a good idea.
Okay,
Turns
let
out
me
it was still a
ask
full set.
you. Let me ask you about this. What's your opinion on sewing machine, like trolleys or carriers or things
Love
like
them.
that? What?
Love them. I
I
love
know,
them.
but which ones? Which ones? What
I
brand?
just bought a two-toe one or whatever it's called. And that thing is boss. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Did you buy it for your Bernina?
I bought it for my smaller Bernina.
See,
Or
and that's
basically
what
any other machine I have. And that thing it has like rollerblade wheels on it. You can, and it goes multi-directional. It's not one of these like you tip back and you awkwardly, it's really nice.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
looking at a two-toe, but then I went to the fabric shop today and I looked at a Bernina one as well.
I
but
don't
the,
like my Bernina ones.
but the Bernina one, what I didn't like about that is like what you were saying, it only is one directional. Like, you can't go side to side. You can only go front and back with it.
Mm-mm.
And I didn't care for that. But I've never seen a two-toe in like
Here, let me
They
grab
are
it.
really nice. I
okay. So I
they
wasn't
make
sure
a
about the
killing.
quality.
At Quilt Market, and those women will just be dragging it behind them and tripping people up. But they carry a lot of stuff. I have one that came with a machine for the serger that I
It's
don't really love.
lightweight, but it's still.
Of course you got Tula.
Of course I did. Why would I get something else? You act like you're surprised.
I just figured it would maybe like bright pink. I didn't realize it was a Tula branded one. She must make so much money on licensing.
I know, right? It's so pretty.
It is.
Those
looked
wheels really do go any direction.
I
Yeah,
looked at
that
that
is
one,
nice.
but then
And it folds up. Like you can fold this part up and make it relatively flat.
If you don't want to spend a crap load of money, the one I
I
have
found
is
one
one
on
that
sale.
my husband got me one like when we were just married on clearance at Joann's, and it is ugly. Chantel's seen it. But
It is definition ugly.
but it works, and so I can't bring myself to replace it because it works, and I don't use it that often, but when I do, it's really nice to have.
It's
So
definition
it's
ugly,
just,
but
it's just
it
like
is
it's
functional.
Yeah.
It's
The
functional.
the one thing you want to keep in mind though is you want to buckle your sewing machine in because they can go and they will injure you if you were to get into an accident with it.
Well, what I'm finding is like at Walmart or Joann's is that they don't make them really big for
No,
the
you
big
have to buy the
machines.
extra large. You
Yeah.
got to get something that's made at a quilt store basically for those big machines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because what is mine? I think mine's an 820, 830, I don't know,
Yeah,
810.
you're going to need like, even
Whatever
if you
that
got
top of
like
the
a
line one
two-toe
was.
one, it would have to be the extra large.
And so I think I need like 28-inch, I think is what it said. You need 28-inch for it. And that is dang big. 28
Very
inches,
big.
more
Well,
than
if it can fold up, that's not so bad.
that's true. But a lot of the just regular, places like
The
Joanne.
regular ones will not have them that big.
Now, I had thought about to save money just using like a regular piece of luggage, but then like you said, they don't have the straps to strap them
Yeah.
in. And I worried about
No,
that.
I mean you strap it in with the seatbelt.
Oh, you're
Because they
Like
become
I
like a
strap
weapon.
mine in through the handle on the top. Let's see if I even have mine. I put it through the handle on the top and then go around the seatbelt. So that
Okay.
way if you have to stop abruptly or something. And
It
some
doesn't
of them
become a propulsion.
are so heavy that if you have it in the front seat, it's gonna ding at you the entire time with the seatbelt because it thinks there's a person in there. So I've had that happen before. It's very annoying.
That's a good
But-
idea though. Well, I was thinking about taking that big beast. I bought her used.
Good night, Barb. I see here, by the way.
Good night, Barb. I bought her used, and definitely I don't want to. She was several $1,000s, so you don't want to pay that much for a machine and then try to
Not
take
protect
it
it.
somewhere and it not be protected, right? And
Yeah.
so then I thought, well, even though these trolleys are several $100s, it needs to be done because you got to protect your investment. And I'd really like to use her, and that's why Chantel was saying there's got to be somebody at the retreat that probably has one or knows that can kind of give me the tips on, because Bernina's so different. I've never I don't have never sewn with one, and there's that learning curve when you're going between
Do you have a dealer near you?
Yeah,
You
kinda.
probably could take classes.
Yeah,
You might have to
probably.
pay a fee or something, but I'm sure they
Probably.
would give you your beginner classes.
Yeah.
That would come free if you bought directly from them. But maybe not. Like maybe if like you get it serviced through them, like they would just teach you.
Yeah, I'll be looking into stuff, but I figure, gosh, I bought it. I've had it now 4 years and still haven't used it yet.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's time.
Yes,
you
I
need
know.
to force
You have
yourself
the
to use it by
Cadillac
taking
of
it.
sewing machines and you have never used it. Like
know.
go use
Several friends are like, they can't believe it. They can't believe it. But I'm just, I don't know, intimidated by it because I'm so used to the simple, and it, has all the bells and whistles, and it's, it's just what it doesn't do is talk to me. It's like, that's the only thing,
It doesn't tell me what to do.
I get it.
But yeah, so I need to secure a case. And so you're thinking Two Toes probably the one to go with then.
That
You
is a
don't know-
really heavy duty one. Yeah.
There's not any other good brands out there that you can think of.
That's
Well,
the
the
main
Bernina
one.
one's going to be good, but I have to admit, having it go multi-directional is kind of
Yeah,
It's
that
very
sounds
nice.
That sounds convenient, especially because when we use them, we're traveling, right? We're
Yeah.
like, I'm going to retreat, or if I'm going to take it to a
The
class.
one thing I like is mine has like a suitcase handle. And so I can like push it down a little bit and then I can like lift it up staircases a little easier without it kind of like you're like have a furniture dolly or something. So it's still like gentle, but you're not having to lift the weight of it.
Mm.
So that I do like that because I used to go back and forth a lot with machines before I got one for home and one for the shop. And that was really helpful when I had to go because I always have it's just a ranch, but I got 2 steps up no matter where I'm going. So it's just helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the one thing I like that two-toe wouldn't give you. You'd have to be lifting it up and down stairs.
I wonder if there's a way to modify the two-toe. It does not have the, like when you,
I do know a site that has them on sale right now for 40% off, so I can
Where?
give you
I
that
think you
one.
need to send her that link right now.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you in
Yeah.
a message. Yeah.
Send it to me.
Because that's how I ended up getting mine.
Because and I'm gonna need another one eventually. I'm not gonna buy it now because I gotta spread these high dollar items out. But eventually I'm gonna need another one. Because I bought a used Viking online. And I haven't even opened the box, but it is huge. And it's so heavy. It's a vintage, it's old, and it is heavy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know that. But anyway.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll
Bring the
be
Bernina. You should bring it. And then
Yeah.
you'll be like forced to figure it out.
that's what my husband said. He's like, I feel, because I wasn't going to. I'm like, no, it's so much trouble, and I really want to spend my time completing a project and being familiar, working on something that I'm used to working on. So I if I have any trouble, I can troubleshoot it easy and whatever. And he's like, yeah, but you're going to be surrounded with people that probably have experience, are probably going to be able to give you tips. Plus, they will motivate you to learn to use it. And then you're going to love to use it. Because I have all the embroidery stuff and everything for it. Because,
that's a whole nother animal. I haven't even figured out my embroidery stuff all the way.
I'm not taking that stuff. But the idea of I got to figure out how to use
You
the
can do it
machine
all.
before I even can dip my toe in that side, of things. But it's a nice machine. And at the time it was top of the line. It's not super old. But I don't think they have a 900 series now, I believe. And so
that looks out of control. So even I wouldn't even consider that. That thing that's a beast.
But all of the computer settings, I think, is what intimidates me. That it's not like manual, I guess.
It's not move your foot and stow.
Yeah, it's got like all the computer stuff, and then the automatic threader. Wow, that's foreign to me. I'm used to just the old fashioned way, right?
You will love it.
Or the automatic cut your thread at the end, all that stuff. The pausing, waiting for the foot to go up. I watched people. Of course, when I bought it, I played with it and in the showroom and stuff like that. But it's exciting.
I would maybe
at the same time
just bring like some 5-inch squares and just
that's
put
a good idea.
together like a 5-inch square pack. You can
Like
do
a simple.
like something simple, just whatever
or
you
buy
can
a
get
little
together.
charm pack, whatever.
Whatever you can get together from a charm pack. And then you'll be able to kind of get the hang of it that way. And it's not a high stakes project. It's not like you're trying to finish your Halloween quilt that you've spent so much time on.
Right.
Bring that
you're just
too.
getting used to. I mean, bring it, yes. But like for your first project on that machine, do something that you're not emotionally invested in.
That's a good idea. For sure. And something simple that I don't even really,
have
5-inch
to think
square.
about from a sewing perspective.
Yeah, I don't need a pattern for that. It's just a matter of laying them out. Yeah.
You can do like 8x12 and that'll work with
And I have
charm pack.
plenty of charm pack. I have plenty.
Perfect.
so I can just shop my
So
stack.
if anybody wants the three dudes pattern, Jenny Doan and Rob Appel did it on YouTube. And they
Oh,
explain it.
It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was like 7
you
years
can
ago.
just look it up and it'll come up.
It's called Three, as in the number three, and Dude,
Yeah.
Dudes.
All right, we
Good
have
to
hit
know.
midnight,
Oh, good.
so I
I'm
think
so tired.
we're gonna call it a day. Chantel was being Mom of the Year in Chicago with her child
2
and
eyeballs
another
done.
child. Woo, yay!
Yay! With the green one, I expect you to make a pillow with a grate that you can put over its head.
he must do that
We'll
in the
see.
video game.
Yep.
Sounds
Oh, yes.
good.
That's
Very fun.
awesome.
That's fun.
Alrighty. That is very cute.
Don't show my kid. I'm gonna be making one before I know it.
Don't let
That's
him watch
funny.
this video, Chantel.
Well, he won't. What's he gonna do?
He'd have to get pretty far into it to see it. It's okay. Alrighty, ladies. Have a good
All right.
night, everyone.
See you
Nice
all
And we'll
meeting
next-
see you next
everyone.
week. Bye.